Hello, bye bye. If I could, then I would. I could, then I would. If I could. I'll do this real quick. I could, then I would. If I could, then I would. If I could. Over 10. It's over and over again. Yes, I could, if I would pretend. 37 hours eventually gonna win. The thirst of the is over again. You trouble coming. Ah! Whoops. Damn. It's all coming over and over again. Oh my god, come on, get unclogged, bitch. What can I pierce through here? Oh, I got something. You know what, I actually do know there's like a little thing in here. It's not that. There's like some old thing I had there that I used. Yeah, fuck it. Let's work. Oh wait, there it is, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. This time in my head is over and over again. Can you actually like... Damn shit. There we go. Yay! Yay! Hey, there we go. That's all to it. There we go. Okay, just one more thing. That's nasty as hell. Nasty. It's nasty. Okay. Well, that off. Do this. Okay, I'll call clean this, but I'll forgive it, so it's all good. Almost. There we go. Cool. Alright, there we go. Built that. Boop. Doc of the MC is like, damn, I put his plumber and ass fighting a toilet or something. It literally sounds like a toilet and spraying water everywhere in the background. No, it's just me dealing with this. I'm not dealing with that shit. Oh my god, I wouldn't even bother starting a stream if that was going on right now. Hell no. Oh my god. Sound like a toilet, Jesus Christ. But no, it ain't nothing like that. Just trying to at least dry the base off of this fucking thing here. Hey, Sukoff, what are you doing? Literally sounds like a toilet, Jesus Christ. There we go. See a little bit there. Yep. Alright. Waste sounds is somewhat more fresh into piece. Oh. There we go. I also have a cold one for the evenings. Oh. And charge it quick. Get that all done. Well, there we go. Oh, yep, definitely, this part wiped there real quick. Yeah. There we go. And boom. Sweet. Alright. Then get bowling on that shit going and stuff, because I imagine it's probably some fun stuff to talk about tonight. So, yay. Hey, baby. At least you're kind of dry now. Look at you, you're all nice and dry again. And you're all soft again. Oh my goodness, you sweet baby. Oh, you're sweet baby. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you are sweetums. You're just a sweet little boy. Got peanut butter porter. 2-town cider house, the strawberry-ade. The strawberry-ade. Strawberry! Going down on two of those bad boys. What's up, Sukoff? What's on my big baby? What's up? My brother likes that one. It is a really good one. Bye bye. Oops, out here. Hold on. Let's do one thing real quick. There we go. Cool. Do this here real quick. Sukoff, what you doing, buddy? What you doing, my little sweet Sukoff? Your face, my god. Your face is too ridiculous, dude. It just is too ridiculous. Anyway, I kind of figured that, at least especially for tonight, there's probably already going to be some topics, considering some stuff like Roe versus Wade and shit, and a few other things. So I found a couple things, you know, so I figured, you know, we'll probably have some fun tonight. Mostly dealing with, like, far-right fucking dipshits, I guess, or reacting to their shit. Which, if Little Husky happens to show up, you know, he can probably see if he can provide substance, you know, for his side, or just literally be like, you know, well, the little that he is. I don't think he realizes, like, why I'm calling him that either. It's just, like, I know his ilk, you know, tend to view, well, just black people in general, but people who are, like, have the littles in their names as, like, rappers and shit, as just, like, subhuman, and not even, like, you know, and pretty much, like, unintelligent and all this other shit. So basically calling him Little Husky is just implying that, you know, like, I'm calling him what he thinks of those people. So it's like, I don't think he realizes I'm just manipulating the stereotype that he uses. It's just like, pisses him off, though, so I do like it. I like that much. Get the bowl ready to go. Weed in the house, stink weed in the chronic house, in the weed house. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put that one in the chemistry set and figure that one out a little bit. I don't know what time you get off work, but it looks like there's a second protest starting at 6:30 tomorrow. Like on May Day? Like on Wednesday? Well, I guess not May Day, but like Wednesday. Because I know it will be the 3rd, and then I'm assuming you mean like tomorrow as in the 3rd or like the 4th on Tuesday. Well, I'm working that day. Like I already put it in the group chat, so there ain't no way I'm going to be able to do that. These protests happen whenever I happen to have fucking work. It's kind of annoying. Is that not connected? Oh. I got that should work. There we go. Oops. Based. Some based. Mexico, when abortion rights are up for debate, they marched up to the presidential palace to attempt to burn it down. The Mexican government quickly decriminalized abortion nationwide after that. Nice. See, that's based. Like, honestly, you know, that's... When it comes to, like, the piss and vigor that, you know, a lot of these right-wingers have and shit, like, the leftists need to appropriate a lot of their culture like that. At least that type of shit. It's like, oh, hey, something the government don't like, you know, doesn't want to do or doesn't like it, boo! We're going up against it and shit, and, like, actually gonna, like, fight back, you know, type of thing. Like, and all this type of shit. Like, I mean, I really like that, and there needs to be, like, more of a very stronger, like, mentality about, you know, kind of taking back some of this type of shit. Not, like, the literal, like, context they use, but at least, you know, how they push their shit. When it comes to getting people together, getting them out on, like, some rally or whatever the fuck, or, you know, when push comes to shove, you know, meaning some fucking business. Because at this point, them having the shots called whenever it comes to them, you know, making their little shit, you know, and because they have a bunch of, you know, like, things that are either, like, menacing or used to intimidate other people and shit and get their way, it's like, nah. It's like, at this point, y'all don't get to be the only ones doing that shit. It's like, if you're going to be intimidatory, then the next time you come around, then it's going to be a little bit of, like, a second guess at this rate. You know, at least hopefully for you motherfuckers, because Jesus Christ, you really think it's going to be just that easy to just have your own type of, you know, fucking like shit and get away with it. Be like, oh yeah, we can do these things. Hey, Sukov. Hey! No. 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 Bezos trying to co-op to win some milk points. I'm not. Amazon will pay U.S. staff travel expenses for abortions and other statements. I guarantee you they won't do that for manual laborers either. They're probably only doing that just, you know, for like, you know, administrators and like the higher ups and shit. But when it comes to the people that are actually like on the ground, so to speak, doing the actual manual labor, I honestly have a very strong feeling they're not giving that to them. Something says bullshit. But yeah, that's why, you know, it's because they won't try to basically do fucking woke points to be like, hey, see, we're doing some good stuff. Can't get mad at us that much. See what it kind of says here. Next month's conservative leading Supreme Court will rule on the case, which they pretty much already have. And this whole Roe versus Wade shit is like really starting to become like a spot where like a lot of these like governorships are going to be even more important than like the presidential and federal level of electoralism. Because like honestly at this point, like when you have a bunch of like far right fascist type of motherfuckers and shit, there has to at least, you know, some basic fucking Unitarian consensus on things like, you know, these issues of civil rights. And honestly, like it ties into labor too. Like if a woman is, you know, doing, you know, work and doing labor for her own dollar and her own pay, and on her own off time decides, you know, to have a relationship or, you know, get funky with it, you know, with somebody, and, you know, they get pregnant because of that, and they can't necessarily afford that, then they should have every right to be able to, you know, have those type of procedures done, which aren't even procedures. They're just like taking a pill, basically. I suppose depending on how far you into it. But nonetheless, it's just like, I mean, that affects her time, you know, to work and shit if she has to basically, you know, spend most of that time, you know, take care of herself being pregnant and then a kid after that. Especially if she's a single parent and can't necessarily, you know, afford to be that. So, you know, let alone, you know, people that are in partnerships and shit. Oh, come on, Bluetooth, I thought you connected. Bitch. Bitch. Connect. Connect, you motherfucker. Come on. I mean, honestly, especially when it comes to this type of shit, like, Biden could easily fucking, like, do some pressuring, you know, to ensure that, you know, there's at least a guarantee, you know, kind of block, you know, of, you know, like, states and shit that are still kind of wishy-washy on this, or don't have a lot of, like, laws about this type of shit. Like, there's shit that could be done to, you know, try to withhold some of this bullshit, but no, nonetheless, here we are. I mean, it's just like, even if this is, you know, one area that, you know, finally, one area that fucking fails, it's just like, you know, there's plenty of other areas where you can actually get some fucking shit done. Like marijuana, student loan debt, those are just the first two that come right off the top of my fucking head. On top of, you know, like, at least, you know, via the executive order, getting shit that he can get through, you know, that are in, like, the PRO Act, the Build Back Better and shit, like, and all that shit. Like, there's definitely, you know, things in there that he could just executive order his way through instead. Not everything, but there's some stuff. It's like, at the very least, he could just be doing that shit. Like, he was the VP of Obama. Did he not learn anything from him? Obama was fucking doing executive orders left and right. Same with Trump, too, by the way. It's like, what, so you want to not be seen as, like, Trump and be like, oh, I don't want to be doing a lot of executive orders, Jack. I don't want to look like the Cheeto. It's like, well, guess what? You already do. You basically are just not entertaining. But the equivalent of the same Cheeto bastard fuck. Just without the mean tweets and being a fucking absolute abhorrent racist asshole that's trying to have a cult of personality. So at least you don't got that going for you. But I mean, you got like pretty much like everything else, just with like chocolate and like frosting and sprinkles all over it and stuff. With a nice little cherry on top. Here. Let's see what like video I could find about this shit anyway. I think on Human Support. Yeah, just recently. Strikes down Roe v. Wade leaked draft. Honestly, it's just like, considering that this will definitely be a very unprecedented thing, I'm kind of like, this is just going to be an opportunity for the far right to just like jump on like any and every opportunity to just like suppress women into second-class citizens, essentially. And it's like, they didn't come, like, they're what, women's suffrage, fucking, women fighting for their own autonomy, like, and sexual liberation, all this other shit. Like, they didn't come all this fucking way, for just, like, shit like this to just be walked back, like, 8,000 steps further. It's just like, no. Like, this type of shit needs to be, like, just vehemently fucking fought back. And honestly, there is, like, a level where it isn't necessarily just, like, hoping that, like, protests in your local government, helps, deal with anything, like, or, via, like, the electoralism, make sure that these fuckers aren't voted in. I mean, it's just, like, the voice has to be fucking known. And it has to be, like, right up in these fucking people's faces, and they need to, like, be direct. That doesn't mean, like, violent or anything, but that means at least, being, honestly, more radical if they fucking approach about it. Because it's just like, I mean, evidently, they look at these, different protests and they're like, okay, they're just kind of bitching. So, there needs to be a little bit more of a fucking point made. Again, by the way, that does not mean violence. It just means a more radical approach of it. Like, there needs to be something that, can really make a pop. Because it's possible. I mean, it happened 2 years ago in 2020. Like, what happened there, what made all that, with the protests there initially, I mean, it didn't necessarily pop, like, nationwide directly violence. Like, at the root, where it happened in Minneapolis, it did. But every other place in the country didn't start that way. So it's just like, I mean, even then, it's just like, even if there's, like, one place that does, like, it takes, the rest of these places, to just kind of pop in a more radical way, to just be like, hey, our voices are going to be fucking heard. I mean, look how long it was heard, at least. I mean, it did fizzle out eventually over time, but, I mean, it was on the news live for a while, even if it was very negative. Seen as, like, thugs, terrorists, just fucking, people destroying shit and all this other garbage that was just 99% lies. So, it's just like, I mean, either way, they're gonna paint these people however they're gonna paint them. Well, I guess in this way, paint us the way they're gonna, paint them. Doesn't fucking matter. Like, if, it ends up being a little bit more radical than just, like, having little flowers and rainbows and be like, see, we're mad. Then they're going to be, have a few signs and shit and a couple speakers, and it's just like, they're just going to kind of laugh it off or even just not even bother reporting on it. Or if they do, it's just like some sort of, like, a little 30-second or 1 minute little blip, and that's it. I mean, it's like, if these issues aren't, like, addressed indirectly, it's just, I mean, they're, these fucking far-right, fascist type of motherfuckers are just gonna keep getting away with this shit. Like, there can't be no beating around the bush with this fucking nonsense, like, at all. It needs to be tackled directly. I mean, especially when these other people get far more violent and militant. Like, there needs to be at least, some sort of, defense, strategy about that shit. Like, what, are we just gonna, like, disperse or run away when they do something? Because in my mind, I'm not really about that. It's like, if they start shit, I'm at least willing to fight back. So it's just like, I mean, that's kind of the part of the radical approach. It's like, if they, if these type of people decide to start shit, whether it's a counter-protest or, it's other lefties and progressives fucking counter-protesting them, and they decide to start some violence, there needs to be some way to deal with that. without, you know, a mass form of escalation of any means. Without just dispersing because, oh, I don't want to get hurt. It's like, I don't want to either, but I don't want them getting in the way of this fucking violence because cops ain't gonna do shit. Like, I mean, considering how the cops have treated these people historically so far in the last recent years, I don't trust them to do an iota of a flying fuck about them. So, considering that these people have essentially no accountability, that's a part of the radical approach, is at least, you know, having the community itself, you know, hold them fucking accountable. Considering that most of them aren't even from here anyway, at least when it comes to context for Portland. Like, most of those motherfuckers come from, like, Idaho, Vancouver, everywhere else, so they're not even from here. So, if they're coming here to start shit, they're basically just, you know, being foreigners that are coming in and starting shit and fighting and, like, destroying, you know, the peacefulness of society while they claim that it's the other way around or some shit. So, fuck them. Like, if they want to start shit, I have no problem, you know, making sure that I'm, you know, willing to defend that shit along with, you know, other people that are willing to do that too. And there's plenty of other people willing to. There just seems to be more of, like, some sort of cohesive public, like, here's how we can deal with it. Because there just doesn't really seem to be. It's just like, just go what you think's best. Just like, well, how can we really, if there's no real cohesive, like, here's how we can try to address, you know, someone who might be doing this type of shit in a very escalatory manner. Because we have different, you know, I think, hindsight examples to look at to where we can, you know, say here, you know, here's how, you know, we can, you know, correctly deal with this situation in comparison to what happened here and vice versa and yada yada. Like, I mean, like, it's not like we don't have an excuse to not. Now, that doesn't mean literally like every fucking lefty has to be like, you know, some crazy radical dude who's willing to go balls to the wall or some shit. I mean, it doesn't have to be that, you know, like every single fucking person. There just has to be, you know, people who are willing to have some form of like game plan in mind when addressing these type of fucking people. And at least for me, just like, you know, bailing out as soon as shit hits the fan, at least, you know, like I said, it doesn't really cut it. Especially, at least for, you know, since I'm queer and, you know, these people basically see me as like some pedophile subhuman that needs to be put to a wall. So it's just like, yeah, it's like, I don't exactly see them as like friendly, and, you know, if they start shit, you know, I see that as more of a direct attack on myself, even if it isn't necessarily at me. So I'm willing to, you know, at least defend my own, you know, community, my own self, and my own, you know, like, idea of, you know, being liberated as, you know, a sexual being, as being bi and a part of, you know, the LGBT community and being queer. So if they want to, you know, like, push their fascistic idea of making sure that I'm, like, basically put to, like, some camp or put to a fucking wall, yeah, I'll fight to death to make sure that shit don't happen. Though I have to do that by burying me in a fucking 10-foot ditch. Because evidently they seem very happy and embracing of death. So it's just like, nope. Don't want to fuck around with that. No thank you. Nope. Rather be prepared and not have to deal with that than not prepared and have to deal with it. You know, it's just like, I'd kind of rather, you know, just, yeah, at least, like, pre-game and make sure, you know, like, in case they decide to pop off, then I can just be like, alright. You know, but if not, then good. I don't have to. Yay. And so I'd rather that. I'd rather just, like, you know, just do whatever the fuck and not have to worry about these people, like, you know, trying to fucking, like, come around to be, you know, visiting, you know, my, you know, towns and my community and fucking flaunting their stupid bigoted bullshit or, you know, hyper suppressing these states. It's just like, I don't want to have to fucking, like, think, uh-oh. If they go far and, you know, farther and farther down this fucking route, you know, what do I have to kind of worry about that shit? It's like, I don't want to have to fucking think about that, but, well, here we are. Because of these pieces of shit. Because, oh, God forbid someone's gay. Must be a pedophile. By the way, they've thrown that around for, like, forever ago. They just start creeping it back up again. Might be new just because it's, you know, under the guise of groomer. But, the idea, you know, to these far-right types, the idea of gays being pedophile, like, that's always been there. They've always thought that. But at the end of the day, it just says more about these type of fucking people more so than people like me. Because, like, I'm more reactive like this just because of them. Like, I'd rather just chill, smoke weed, and just kind of fuck off and not care. Like, but I have at least, you know, some background radiation of, like, you should probably make sure that you're prepped. I won't say, like, full-on doomsday prep shit, but, you know, I don't think there's, you know, nothing wrong with just being a prepper type, you know, when it comes to, like, if shit hits the fan situation. Because it's not just this stuff that could be a, you know, thing, you know, as well. There's also, like, environmental factors due to things like natural disasters and shit like that that could potentially happen. At least for me, it would be things more akin to shit like wildfires, you know, in case I have to, like, fucking bug out and, you know, have to evacuate. I want to at least make sure I have my own shit in case, you know, I'm kind of SOL. So I will at least be less SOL, you know, so... I mean, there's at least, you know, some shit, you know, like, where it's not a bad idea to at least prep. And I think, you know, at least lefties should probably, you know, probably be more open to that idea at the very least, because there's nothing wrong with at least having things like a little med kit in your, like a little, you know, backpack or something with a few little MREs and water filtration tablets and water bottles in there, because, I mean, you know, at least like a little basic kind of like little bug out bag or something like that, in case, you know, in case you need it. You know, it's just like, just something as very small and simple as that is, you know, a very good idea. And honestly, in case, you know, even if a natural disaster situation happens, that could go a fucking long way. So it's just like, you know, it's just simple shit like that. And it's not because, oh, the end of the world, you know, it's just because, well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's just better to probably prep because, honestly, yeah, I mean, it's not like end of the world or whatever the fuck, but yeah, there's some kind of unpredictable shit. You know, whether it's via the climate, you know, political instability, like, or whatever the fuck. I mean, it's just like, at this point, I mean, there's probably a lot of reasons why, you know, it's probably a good idea. And honestly, especially when it comes to the prepping thing, if you're, you know, somebody, you know, like in California or like, you know, in the South where the hurricanes are a big fucking thing, like, I think it's definitely a good idea, because, I mean... if your house is really destroyed to shit because of a hurricane, you know, then, like, well, you're really going to need something like that, because you might go weeks without having food or water accessibility, so you're really going to want something like that. Like, so, I mean, it really isn't a bad idea. Like, it really is legit to at least have, you know, some basic shit like that. Even, like, you know, having, like, a flare gun, too, even, you know, just because if, like, you happen to see, like, National Guard helicopter or something, and you want to, you know, make sure you at least are aware, you know, or at least they're aware of you can use that to signal yourself and just, you know, and then they can see that shit. So it's like, even something like that, like, you know, it's a gun, but utilitarian and very useful, especially in shit like that, you know, when it comes to like a national disaster situation, at least. So it's like, I mean, it might seem, you know, unneeded, like, at all when it's just kind of laying in your, like, drawer or something, but, you know, so when the time comes, it actually might be useful. It's just better to, you know, not need it and have it versus need it and not have it. Like, I just kind of go by that principle sometimes, and it really is probably better. Because, yeah, you'd rather, you know, have something and, you know, maybe not need it ever, or, you know, have to need that thing and you don't have it, so... because if you don't got it, you're SOL. I mean, honestly, when it comes to, like, you know, a lot of, you know, like, women now and, like, a lot of trans and gay people and shit, like... when it comes to at least prepping, a part of it should at least be some form of, like, personal defense for themselves. Whether it's, like, pepper spray or, you know, like a small blade of some sort, you know, for themselves, something. Because, like, Jesus Christ, especially if they live in the South, I would have, like, one eye open sleeping and be fucking, like, looking, every, like, 30 seconds behind my back when I'm walking publicly in the street. Because, like, Jesus Christ, I would not want to be, you know, a queer person or a trans person in the South right now. Or a woman. You know, especially, like, a lefty one at that. Like, oh, no. And if I was, I would make sure that, you know, I have something to be like, you don't fuck with me. Because especially with hate crimes and shit, especially amongst trans people and, you know, LGBT, and, in, you know, especially in the South, like, Especially when, you know, like Roe v. Wade gets overturned, and as they continue to push for this shit, it's just gonna keep fucking skyrocketing. And honestly, it's just like, you know, queer people especially really need to, you know, show that it's like, hey, you know, we could bash back type of thing. Because, yeah, queers bash back. Because if, you know, if it shows that they can do that, then they don't get bashed. So, it's like, you know, it really needs to be the case, especially if you're a queer person in the South. Like, oh my god. Because if I was, so, like, I'd be really saving up for, you know, some defense, like, dead ass. Like, I'm more casual here because I'm already in a state that at least, you know, is supportive, you know, of what I already believe in, and, you know, laws are actually going to be in place to protect, you know, people like us and shit. You know, so, and, you know, including women and, you know, working people and shit, especially where I live, you know, directly in the county I'm in. But even then, just outside of where I live, you know, these type of people exist, and they're pretty much like in every other little small town around here. Even in my own town, like, you know, some neighborhoods you could see it, like, you know, they'll have like, oh, like, there's actually one house that's not my neighborhood, but like somewhere else, not too far away. But it's on the way to, you know, like, where I go see my mom sometimes. And they had, like, this dude on his garage, deadass has his flag that's like, only you could prevent socialism. And it has, like, you know, the bear that's like, only you could prevent wildfires and all that shit. And it's just like, oh my god. You know, and then there's a few times where, you know, I'll see some houses that have, like, the, you know, Blue Lives Matter fucking little things on their lawn and shit, and it's just like, oh my god. And then there's the overcompensating fucking, tiny dick trucks with, like, the fucking flags and the Punisher shit and all this other garbage, so it's just like, they're here. I mean, they make their fucking presence known, especially when the shit, you know, picks up a lot, because, like, I remember when the wildfires are going on and with these protests, like, it was literally every fucking day I was seeing at least, like, 5 or 10 of these motherfuckers, you know, patrolling around here. And it's like, yeah, I didn't feel safe. Like, I actually was, like, at least, I was, you know, going to work carrying a fucking blade with me at the very least when that shit was going on. And honestly, it's like, if I had a sidearm, yeah, I'd be carrying that too. Like, at that point, because I would not fucking feel safe with those motherfuckers patrolling. And it's like, and they were in my neighborhood doing that shit. And I guarantee you, like, 90% of them don't even live here. They live in places probably like a fucking Cicada and shit. Or Vancouver, or, you know, nowhere near here. But yet, they skulk around here. And it's just like, get the fuck out. Why do we need you? Oh, so they can set up, like, little armed, you know, like, road stops because thinking Antifa is starting wildfires, you stupid pansy bitches, when you don't even believe in climate change anyway. Fuck off. Get out of my fucking town. It's just like, you know, it's like, it's like, in my mind, it just, you know, comes in, you know, the play of like, do I just sit here and take it, or do I at least, you know, in some way try to take a stand against that shit? And I ain't taking it. Like, I take some things up the ass, but that shit I don't take. So it's just like, At least luckily around here, usually no one exactly welcomes them. Because even recently, there was, like, one that wasn't too far away from here. Not exactly in town, but just kind of right outside of it. And, yeah, they were getting, it was, like, off a freeway. I think, like, 205 or some shit. And they were getting fucking counter-protests and fucking, you know, dealt with back, you know, too, as well. And they eventually kind of slid it off. You know, and if anything, they were just causing more traffic problems than anything else. So a lot of those people were probably just more everyday people just wanting them to get the fuck out. Because if anything, especially if, like, these people's convoys going to places like San Francisco and all this shit, like, most of the time now at this point, it's just literally just everyday people, like, just coming by, having eggs and just chucking them at shit. It's not like this stereotypical Antifa and shit anymore, but it's just like, because honestly, I think at this rate, there's just legitimately a more unitarian, like, idea, you know, against these type of fucking people. So it's just like, they really are, at the end of the day, a fucking just loud ass and legitimately a very violent and aggressive minority. And it's just like, and if, honestly, it's just like, it only really takes, it's just a few, like, events or a few fucking things, you know, for them to, you know, want to feel like they can just justify more violence and escalation. Because for them, all it just takes is just whatever type of weird, irrational fantasy bullshit for them to justify it. That's all it takes. It doesn't even have to take, like, even certain events. It just takes, you know, God's divine will, whatever the fuck. Or because, like, Trump decreed it, or some other weird bullshit. Like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a certain event. Like, Roe v. Wade would definitely be at least one catalyst to it. But, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be the only thing. There'd probably be other shit that would come into play with that. Holy shit, I just found the most despicable shit lib ever. Literally arguing that demanding Congress pass federal protections for abortion is authoritarian. Apparently protecting an existing right is authoritarian, but taking away rights isn't to them. What? If protecting rights for people is authoritarian, then what the fuck is liberty to them? What the fuck? If just based on what that dumb fuck's idea of authoritarianism is, I'm actually scared to think what their idea of liberty is. Like, oh god. I don't even, Jesus. That's just liberty is maintaining status quo at all costs. That's like, but that wouldn't even be maintaining the status quo. Like, that take isn't even maintaining status quo, it's changing it. So that, like, that wouldn't be the definition. Maybe for other shit libs, but not that one. And honestly, that doesn't even sound like a shit lib. At that point, that just sounds like a fucking conservative. So it's just like, I don't know if that, like, that person just is a shit lib. That just sounds conservative. Like, honestly, I think it's just to the point where I think shit libs are just straight up, like, just are becoming more conservative. I think that just might be it. Or maybe they just were kind of this conservative and now they're really just starting to show their true colors because they don't have to have some stupid fucking veneer, I guess. Which I'd rather that. I'd rather people just actually be honest and actually be able to say what they have to fucking say. Because, honestly, yeah, there's a lot of things I wish I could be fucking honest and, you know, mention and talk about. I mean, hell, even with my last little, like, little talk that I just had there for, you know, a minute ago. Like, there's some shit I honestly deadass just couldn't say. Like, I wanted to, but I couldn't. I just had to kind of, you know, just at least, you know, keep to the more important details, but there's other details I think are also important, but can't be mentioned. At least on these platforms. Maintaining status quo hasn't allowed those in power to continue without any challenges. I mean, yeah, I guess, but like, how, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, revoking Roe v. Wade is, you know, the powers that be just get to, I mean, it really is, honestly. I mean, you're all right, because, like, all it is just a fat fucking distraction for the fat cats, you know, to continue to make a lot more profits. And honestly, one who makes a lot of fucking profits to people that lobby and legislate against this type of shit. Any industries that support that shit. So it's just like, there's, you know, there's a lot of fucking interest, you know, into making sure that there's a massive fucking cultural divide on this type of shit. Like, when it comes to the culture war, it only really is as far as, like, as a way to just keep people, you know, just to keep the lower classes divided against each other. Because, like, I mean, if there's one thing that is right about, you know, like, some people like Bernie and, like, Marianne Williamson and shit, is that, I mean, the real divide isn't necessarily the left versus right, but, like, the owner class and the underclasses. And, yeah, like, is there going to be, you know, some legitimate disagreement amongst, you know, like, people in the underclasses? 100%. But, I mean, with that being said, it's just like, I mean, the biggest commonality amongst everybody on, you know, within the underclasses is the one that, you know, a lot of people besides a lot of mainly labor leftists seem to overlook. Sup, dude? Sup? Have some drinks and I'm just ranting about this whole Roe v. Wade shit. I have a badass weekend and I come back to just insane shit. People are getting tired. Yeah. I am too. Like, seriously. Because, like, honestly, like, I mean, You know, honestly, I know you just came in here, but just a minute ago, I was like going on a little talk, you know, about like, I mean, leftists need to kind of, you know, be a little bit more open to things like kind of like prepper culture and, you know, being a little bit more radical and at least, you know, with the approach, not violent necessarily, but at least, you know, just more radical. And I mean, honestly, it's one thing I haven't mentioned, but like, I think at least, you know, to those that are more comfortable about it, should probably at least be more open to the gun culture too a little bit. And actually, you know, but that doesn't mean like every single fucking person has to. If there's people that don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to. Like, I just think, you know, to those that, you know, are probably all right with it, you know, or at least, you know, especially probably lately, may be considering it. Like, yeah, probably do. You know, but for those that, you know, probably aren't, whatever, that's your choice. Like, I ain't gonna, like, you know, force someone to make a choice about that. You know, so it's just like, at least for me, you know, I know what, you know, my personal choice is, and at least for me, I'm, you know, like, you know, I like guns, I appreciate them, and I respect, you know, them as a thing, and I think, you know, that should be the major norm, and there must be, you know, some very strong regulations when it comes to accessibility of them. You know, it's like, it's not like I don't believe in that shit, but yeah, I like them, you know, and I'm, you know, very fond of them, so it's just like, I mean, considering how many people on the right are that way, I mean, it doesn't hurt for lefties, or at least some of them, to be that way too. Just saying. I mean, especially with a lot of things and a lot of clips and a lot of different takes that a lot of these motherfuckers have said lately. You know, it's like, I can't, like, because I was, you know, seeing like there's some Idaho biker gang who's also a state rep, by the way, a state representative who's also in a biker gang who's like, oh yeah, we're gonna meet with this gay pride parade and, you know, and it will be war, basically. Like, you know, we're gonna take a stand against these, you know, groomer types and, you know, and protect our, you know, children and, you know, and enforce family values and all this shit. And it's like, like, and by the way, biker gang too. Like, if you got, like, biker gangs want to get involved, it's almost at 150% they will have guns. And it's just like, and then they want to be violent, like, yeah, I think I already know, even if, like, queer people who have a gay pride parade, you know, aren't, or are armed, like, Jesus Christ, I already know who's going to be, like, the violent fucking people shooting first. It's going to be these fucking far right, you know, biker types that want to, like, you know, bash a few queer people in. Like, I already just know that. Like, I already see where that's going. And it's like, so, you know, they would definitely think twice if there's, like, a small wall of people, and every now and then they just kind of see a rifle, and they're like, and just see a few queer people just kind of chilling, you know, maybe chatting it up. But you got, you know, a couple of them have a rifle on their back. They would definitely think twice about, you know, wanting to fuck with them after that. It's like, oh, they do too? Oh, maybe this, you know, maybe, like, bashing a queer person isn't necessarily on the agenda. And fuck you, I guess. Boo! Groomer! And then they'll run away and, you know, fucking cower with their tails between their legs and shit. Because there's been plenty of times where if there's, like, you know, protesters or counter-protesters or a rally where these people want to start trouble and shit, and they see that, they turn around. There's been a lot of times where they'll do that, because they don't want to, you know, fight like that. You know, they all want to fucking be all bark, you know, and shit, but when it comes down to actually having a bite, they don't got no bite. Like, the only way they do is if, you know, they feel rational and justified enough to it, but when it comes to setting up these little rallies or wanting to actually, like, you know, stick it to these type of people, they just think it's just, like, a bunch of, like, girly, you know, men types or, like, you know, whatever the fuck, or flimsy little, like, flamboyant people that are having a little riot or a little rally, and they're just gonna show up and just have bats and just, you know, fucking start violence and just start shit with them. That's what they think. So, like, that's just their immediate approach of this shit. And it's like, what? It's like, if I was part of that gay pride parade and shit, knowing that those people were going to show up, yeah, I would be prepared. Because the guarantee you, like, cops probably aren't going to be doing shit about that. Especially in Idaho. When they are apparently also in fucking government. Another reason why Idaho is a shithole state. And unfortunately, they border mine. Ugh. Gross. I hate that state. Such a despicable fucking backwater. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Like, the only thing they got going for them is fucking potatoes, and that's it. Idaho is also known for having a lot of Nazis and white supremacists that live in a lot of rural areas, especially that little sliver, that tiny little sliver that's like on like the northern top part of Idaho, because there's like no towns up there and shit, and it's like so obscured, and it's like some of the most like, you know, like some of the hidden lands that you can like go to and shit and have, you know, if you want to live there. That's easy for a lot of these like white supremacists and Nazi types to basically have their little enclaves there. That's what happened with Ruby Ridge. Like, he set up in, you know, in Idaho out there and shit. Look what happened there. You know, so it's just like, honestly, the government's, you know, reaction to that shit was fucked up, but nonetheless, you know, shows the point that those type of people like to kind of congregate in areas like that. Another reason why Idaho is a backwater, because it outright attracts them. Unfortunately, same thing for Oregon. Oregon kind of has a very similar type of thing when it comes to Eastern Oregon, because there's not a lot of towns out there, and, well, there is, but everything in between them, there's a lot of nothing. So it's just like easy to kind of hide out there and have like your own little enclave or some shit. Which, again, in East Oregon, there was an example of that, of like the fucking occupation that happened at like, you know, some park building or administrative building that was out in East Oregon or some shit by like a bunch of, you know, fucking random rural ranchers and shit. Not necessarily like white supremacist types, but I guarantee you they were in there. At least some of them. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them probably were in there. Just because there's probably a commonality between them when it comes to those ideas. It's just like, so I wonder why places like Idaho just really attract people like that. I mean, unfortunately, like, good, decent parts of the rural Pacific Northwest tend to do that anyway. Like, Eastern Washington is also kind of the same. Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington, Idaho seem to, unfortunately, attract a lot of that shit. Maybe, like, Northern Idaho, fucking Eastern and Oregon and Washington need to just be their own, like, little mini-state or something, and then they can all just congregate there instead. Because maybe Idaho would improve, and then the rest of Oregon and Washington would improve significantly because of that. So maybe that would be a good thing. Because then there'll just be like this little weird like blob of just shitholery that can just kind of fester and just be forgotten about. And then Al could regret it and be like, can we please go back? It's like, nah, you made your bed, now you're going to sleep in it. Abortion is legal and LGBT rights are protected. Well, we'll have a period where all the lefties and progressives can go and leave, and all the fucking right-wing fucking dipshits can all leave and go there. Like, there's a, like, I mean, you know, like, because think about it. If we're gonna, like, you know, have an idea about maybe states being broken up and shit and being their own separate countries, I would imagine there would at least be, like, a, you know, transitionary period where people can, like, freely leave and, you know, have natural citizenship still if they want to be a part of the nation they were previously in, or if people want to move to that other newly found nation, they have a time period to where they can go there and become nationalized citizens, you know, if they want to live there. So it's just like, I mean, I would think especially that would probably be the cleanest way to, you know, do something like that, is at least have like a time period where people can freely, like, you know, leave, you know, without like some sort of financial burden or some shit. But hope so. Ideally, there would be an alliance between Oregon, Washington, California, Hawaii. Yeah, just make the Pacific States of America. There you go. I mean, honestly, like, Kaiserreich kind of already, like, weirdly enough, Kaiserreich kind of predicted it with their little second Civil War, you know, kind of alternate history thing, you know, even though it's in the 30s and shit. But I feel like, you know, some of the events leading up to it are kind of, well, not the same, obviously, but, you know, I think the outcomes might actually strangely be similar. Like, a Pacific States of America is going to form, like, a very broken, fractured federalist government, you know, original, like, the OG U.S. is going to be there. Maybe, like, you know, the New England states would break away and do their own thing. I mean, the Midwest would probably be its thing. You know, so, and then, you know, like, you know, and then the South would just be like, we're not the Confederacy, but we're gonna, like, you know, kind of basically be that, but not name it that, so, you know, it doesn't look like we're actually that. So they're gonna be like, you know, the Southern American Union state or some shit. Like, they're gonna try to have, like, some name so it doesn't sound like it's, like, the Confederacy, but they're gonna basically try to do that again. And I guess maybe without the slavery, but they're probably gonna find ways and loopholes to basically allow it and justify it. And so it's just like, honestly, because America does that already anyway, so it's just like, I mean, and not talk about, like, wage slavery shit either. It's like the prison system in itself, like, we'll do that shit. So it's just like, I mean, yeah, it's like they would basically take that and just expand it. So, yeah, I mean, they would definitely, like, play it off as like, no, we're not actually having slavery, wank. But they would definitely reinstate it. But, yeah, then it would be like the Midwest, which I'm pretty sure would probably be like I'm sure there'd probably be like a fracture between, like, maybe like the free nations or something like that, like the indigenous peoples, and maybe like some other Midwest soul, nation state thing. I don't know. Like, the Midwest is honestly, one that I really am not too sure about. Imagine there would probably be like a little, like, at least maybe in Washington, probably like at least a little like autonomous state within the Pacific states where it's a little bit more like worker leftier based in comparison, at least kind of like Washington and Oregon. Just considering, even in the U.S., like, Washington and Oregon tend to be a little bit more progressive overall, at least in different regions in comparison to other areas. So, I mean, it's not exactly saying too much. I mean, obviously, there's probably other areas in the U.S., like, obviously, Vermont, I imagine some places in New York. Like, I'm sure there's still some places, like, around the Midwest, like in, Illinois or fucking, and shit like that. Like, I'm sure there's still some places that, actually have, like, little, like, legitimate kind of progressive bastions, but it's kind of few and far between. They're like little islands in, like, an ocean of shit that is America. So, I mean, it's like, it's not saying much, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, honestly, ideally, like, the West Coast either, have an alliance or just basically being, like, like the Pacific States of America or some shit, or just, like, the United Pacific States or something. The UPA. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, something like that would actually be, I think, legit. Because, like, if you just take California in itself, that technically would be the 5th largest economy in the world if it was its own nation in itself, just alone, so... But even then, it would still have to rely on a lot of imports too, but it would help significantly considering that could, be Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii that could be a part of that. And maybe Alaska too, even. Even if it's a little bit more, I guess, conservative leaning in some ways. I want to shed a tear of some bougie buildings in DC went Roblox status. I would shed tears, but they would probably not be of sadness. And I would probably have some liquor to somber myself and really, like, just really feel, just really feel for it, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, the Washington Monument. Oh God, that whiskey shot, it burned so bad. Oh, actually, it burned really good. Yeah, it'll just eventually go into maniacal after, probably. I mean, honestly, though. I mean, the sad thing is, though, like, if something like that were to happen, if there were, like, eventual, like, breakaways, like, there will be, at the very least, probably legit just some fucking skirmishes and shit. Like, I mean, it definitely won't be clean, no matter how it goes. Like, I mean, and honestly, even during those periods, like, I mean, I would be worried about that type of shit, because... knowing that there's a lot of these, like, far-right types, that still live around here and shit, they're not going to take this, something like that lightly. They're going to want to try to enact their own shit, especially locally. So, it's like, methinks I'd be worried about that. But, like, oh man, the White House, whatever are we going to do? Yeah. Or, shit, Roblox finally got the SCOTUS building. Oh, well, back to brunch. Oh, shit. Did a bunch of creepers from Minecraft invaded the fucking House of Congress? Damn. I didn't realize the Minecraft, had a massive update, dude, where you can actually hit reality. Shit. Minecraft would be fucking repping. I might actually have to buy Minecraft now because of that. Minecraft just fucking got a customer. Thanks, Minecraft! What you doing? You better not be Minecraft into tool there, bro. Because if you are, I'm not going to be happy. God, you're a goofball. You're a little goof. Oh, you want to see a bunch of Trump Karens on a plane?
So we've been talking about a lot of really depressing things on the show lately, so I thought that I'd switch it up with more of a lighthearted segment. So I wanted to share a clip with you that is going viral of Trump supporters on an airplane reacting to news that they are going to get kicked off of the plane. Now keep in mind that we don't have the full context leading up to what we're going to see in this clip, but it's evident that whatever the reason for them being removed...
Honestly, I want to take some ideas, but we'll watch first.
For this, the reason was justified because of their behavior. So it seems as if they were reported by the people sitting next to them for being obnoxious and saying horrible things, and then you're going to see why they absolutely needed to be removed. Now, I'm not sharing this with you because I want to make you angry. This is actually a segment...
Well, you're going to do that anyway for me. I'm drunk, Mike, so yay!
That I think will make you feel...
Trump's Karens are garbage humans.
Happy. And I say this not necessarily because the contents are good, but because this has a really happy ending that might restore your faith.
Now, there actually is. He's not wrong.
In humanity. Not a ton, but just a little bit. Enjoy.
Even like the words coming out of my mouth.
Okay, so pretty much...
No words. No words. Free speech is dead. Excuse me. Didn't do anything.
Free speech is dead.
No, we're not coming
Okay.
on. Then you're going to have to take everyone on. This is ridiculous.
Oh, so I have to be taken off? Well, everyone's going to need to be taken off.
Did you see what's happening in America? You didn't like what he said.
Did you see what's happening in America? I'm being kicked off a plane. By the way, pay attention to this guy in blue shirt. Because I'm gonna, like, you know, save it for now, but... I'm gonna, like, kind of build up with that guy. Honestly, you know, I just kind of realized, you know, I think Mike's wrong. I don't think I'm going to actually get mad. I'm just going to kind of start laughing, actually, now that I think about it, because I'm starting to get amused now that I'm watching it again. Because the first time when I was sober, I was getting a little angry at these stupid fucks, but now I'm drunk, I'm actually kind of amused. So it's just like, honestly, when it comes to planes, I think it, you know, I don't mind if people are drunk on a plane. Like, if anything, sometimes for people, it calms their nerves, makes you feel more relaxed, it helps them go to sleep. You know, there's reasons why people do. You know, and for me, like, I mean, I don't necessarily do it for sleep, but, you know, it makes me kind of feel more relaxed and kind of like, alright, you know, I can kind of dig it. And hell, maybe it might make me feel a little more comfortable, maybe chat with whoever happens to be next to me or some shit. Be like, hey, what's up, you know, or some shit, you know, like... You know, like, for me, it's more of, like, something to kind of help reduce, like, the, oh, God, we're in, like, some massive sardine can and bleh. Because I actually don't mind flying. I like that, but I hate the fucking mass, like, privatized, like, sardine can bullshit that, like, these airline corporations do to fucking people. Like, I hate that shit. Like, ugh. Like, I mean, but I love flying. Like, I actually do like that. Like, I mean, I like being up in the air and, like, looking out the window and seeing how, like... you know, big but yet small, really the world truly is, you know, from such a high altitude and shit while cruising. Like, I mean, I like it, but I just, you know, but there's still problems with the airline industry, and it's the sardine can bullshit that they always are gonna fucking do to us. Like this shit. Because it intensifies and heightens shit like this. Like, literally go look at videos of, like airline commercial videos or some shit from, like, the 50s and 60s. Like, it was spacious as fuck. Like, you had, like, you know, tables and all this other shit. Well, I guess, yeah, back in the day it was a little bit more of a luxury, but, like, I mean, there honestly is no fucking reason in hell why they couldn't keep doing that shit. Like, I mean, there's big ass, you know, jumbos and shit. Like, I mean, honestly, it's like, well, we can't even make these smaller ones, maybe double deckers or something, like the smaller aircraft and shit. Like, I mean, come on. It's like we can get fucking innovative with our fucking planes here. Like, are we what? We're not gonna do much besides just make them more compact for people. Like, ugh.
And all of you all are gonna have to wait. This is fucking outrageous. You guys, we're gonna turn into.
Oh my god, you know what? We're gonna turn into. Like, Jesus Christ, I love this. But honestly, you know what? Like, I mean, like, I hate this shit, because, like, you know what? It's like, this is what they're doing, because this is what they're doing to all of us. You know, it's like, no, you're doing that. Like, honestly, it's like, honestly, if there's, like, an issue or some shit, just be like, oh, okay, I'll stop or whatever the fuck, and just get, just, like, it's a fucking plane. Like, just get from point A to point B and just shut up, man. Like, goddamn. Like, I mean, if there's, like, some issue or you're bitching about a thing and someone, like, you know, reports you and someone comes up to you to confront you about that, like, you know, one of the staffers or some shit, either just, like, be like, oh, I apologize, I'll stop, or just comply with them if they're like, hey, you know, I want to get off the plane or some shit. It's just like, you know, just, you know, make it easier for everybody, even yourself. Because honestly, I guarantee you probably wouldn't have, like, you know, been, you know, banned or whatever the fuck or anything like that. You probably would have just been, like, you know, delayed and had to take another flight or something.
It's coming. Clearly.
I think she also decided to, like, go say, ching, ching, ching. Like, I literally decided, I think she decided to just go racial slur on all of us, too, over with that. I couldn't tell, but I couldn't tell if she was saying Xi, 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 like Xi Jinping, or she was saying ching, ching, ching. I really couldn't tell. But it really sounded like she was going racial slur on us on that shit. I mean, you know, a lot of these Trump Karens are fucking racist garbage fucks anyway, so it makes sense, but, you know.
Really? Oh,
Venom, I know, like, a lot of what I was talking about basically revolves around. Of course it's about fucking money. I mean, because they can guise you in, you know, cheaper tickets and cheaper airline prices, but you get to be in fucking bigger and thicker and, like, more compact sardine cans and shit. Like, I mean, that's why, you know, back in the day, flights were seen more as a luxury, because while they were more spacious, yeah, they were more expensive. I mean, but it's just like there could have been more of a balance to that, where, yeah, you know, they don't necessarily have to be as expensive, but they don't have to be like sardine cans. And they can still make money, too.
He is the best. Elon! He is the fucking king! Because the math people in our row are kicking us off.
We're off the train because the math
Kicking us off. You know what? It's a beautiful day. I'm happy to stay one more night. I am suing you. What is your name, sir?
Oh my god, like, yeah, I'm gonna sue you. What's your name? Like, yeah, my name is John Doe. How you doing? I mean, it's like, good god, like, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna be saying, like, I'm gonna sue you, like, you don't say, you know, like, what's your name? Like, you say what's your name before you say that. Like, honestly, just because then you can at least, you know, get the name potentially, but no, you decide to say, I'm gonna sue you first. Like, man, you dumb as hell. We can smoke on the plane. Yeah, I don't know why they have, like, those, like, smoke signs on there anymore when they never turn off. It's just, like, just have it permanently on there or something. Like, goddamn.
And I'm
Hey, buddy, I can't
and I'm
money
suing
from
the
you.
airline. Oh my
You're
god!
a fucking
I
jerk.
have nothing to do.
Oh, I'm offended.
I used to dance
I'm a
on Broadway,
faggot.
and I'm not getting that fucking vaccine.
Trump's gonna lose there, right?
Shanghai guys. What?
Shanghai guys.
Yeah, I'm feeling you. Because you're the reason we're getting kicked off. Now I got your face.
Now you think you're faggot.
So this guy in the blue shirt is her husband. And this literal, like, Peter Griffin looking fucking, like, Steve Bannon, like, fuck buddy, clone baby, monstrosity fuck is, like that schlob boy is, like, that's, like, that Karen has to, like, deal with that sad, drunken schlob. Where's an air marshal where you need one? Dude, where's, like, the fucking, like, passenger that will literally dress down a motherfucker? Like, honestly, you know how I was saying how I have, like, you know, the liquor thing shit? Like, dead ass, especially, like, because I have flown during this pandemic and shit. I have flown, you know, during these times. Like, I've thought about, like, oh, God, if I have to deal with a motherfucker like this, I'm not fucking having any of it. Like, you know, even if I am sober, it's just like, no, I'm not dealing with this shit. Nuh-uh. Like, I just want to get from point A to point B, and I am not going to have, you know, some stupid fucking, like, psycho fuck like you ruin it for all of us. So either shut the hell up or get the hell off this plane. And, you know, it's just like, cause honestly, it's like there is such a thing as citizen arrests, and goddamn, nope. Like, Jesus Christ, like, these fucking people, man. Ugh. It's like, yeah, like, I mean, it doesn't take, you know, that much, you know, to fucking, like, you know, dress it, like, I mean, because, like, look at these fucking people. It's just like, what, you think, you know, one of these bastards, like, literally stood up and just, like, you know, shut the fuck up, and, like, just, like, went right up to them and, just, like, told them that shit in a very stern way, outside of, you know, just these other, you know, fucking, like, you know, employees and shit. I mean, it's like, because no one fucking buys their bullshit. Like, no one cares. Once when I told off a kid for kicking my seat multiple times. Well, at that point, I would have just, I mean, it's like, I mean, I've had situations like that, but I've, you know, usually addressed the flight stewardess first and be like, hey, I got this situation, can this be addressed, please? Or else I'm gonna, you know, say something myself, you know, it's like, and I'll let them know at least. But luckily, I never really have these situations. Like, thank fuck, every time I've had a flight, it's always been chill. Like, if anything, like, usually the people on there are actually legit legit dead-ass chill. So, it's like, honestly, at least for me, I've never really had bad experiences. The only bad experiences I've ever had was my flight delays, like, literally 4 fucking times over in San Jose. Where I was stuck there until, like, 9 fucking o'clock, and it was like, ugh. Like, that shit sucked. Like, that was, like, my worst experience, but it wasn't, you know, people-oriented or anything. It was just... it was just, like, flight delay shit. It's like, ugh, gross. Like, they need to just make, like, Trump Air or something. Like, you know, some weird, like, Trump fucking philanthropist fuck needs to just, like, invest in, like, a few ragtag bullshit planes that barely work and just have Trump Air. So all these stupid people can just use that airline instead. So no one else has to deal with this shit.
Let's go.
Everyone. Because it was free speech.
No,
Gene is wrong. No, Gene, we're not Gene.
This literal fat blueberry muffin, his name is Gene, too. It's just like, oh my god. I don't think he has that many genes in his fucking DNA, so it's just like, I guess he had to, like, name himself Gene to try to make up for that. Like, what a sad schlob, bro.
Excuse me. It's our anniversary. No.
Man, I'm fine. You faggots.
Do not get
I'm fine. There's all the other faggots that are just... It's like, goddamn, what a bitch. Like, what a sad schlobs. Like, especially considering I'm queer, like, I honestly am like, you know, we need to, like, I mean, like, since, you know, since the LGBT is kind of taking the word queer back, like, when are we taking faggot back? Like, honestly. Because, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, when are we gonna have that word back? Because, like, you know, you got this, well, unironic, sad, slobby little fucking drunk, Trumpy faggot who's just like, oh, these stupid faggots, and all this other bullshit. And it's just like, I mean, because, like, and it's just like, really? Oh, everyone else and all these other queer people, oh, we're faggots, oh, really? Oh, you're one to fucking talk, bitch. Like, seriously. Like, when I look at these super schlubs, when I look at people like Nick Fuentes, fucking Dave, like, well, I guess maybe not Dave Rubin because he actually is gay, but, like, I mean, yeah, but not because he's gay, but, you know, but for, you know, because he's a grifty, sad little insecure bitch for literally everything else, and just is a little coward, like, for that shit, at least, you know, but, and then he got, like, you know, just, like, go down the list, like, Steve Bannon, all these other little bitches, like, when I think of, you know, when I think of faggot, I literally think of those fucking people. I think of these sad shitheads. It's just like I don't think of, like, you know, someone like me or a trans person or a gay person. I think of these fuckers. It's like, so, like, honestly, it's like, at least in my mind, it's like, yeah, when is the LGBT going to take that back? We took queer back, because queer used to be a slur and derogatory against the LGBT, but, I mean, now at this point, it's just like a, you know, term to, you know, refer to them now at this point, you know, just casually, because it's a normal term now, because it's been kind of taken back by them. It never sounded right as a slur. It was kind of like, oh, what, this queer stuff going on, because I don't want it, but I'm not going to say it so publicly. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, yeah, like, it never really seemed like, you know, much of a slur or, like, a derogatory in the first place. Well, I guess, you know, faggot is, you know, in a way, but, again, I mean, it's just like, yeah, like, if words, you know, can be, in a sense, be taken back, I mean, the N-word, too, in a sense, I mean, because, obviously, if you look at a lot of different, you know, rap music, or a lot of different black artists, or, you know, even a lot of different things within you know, at least like different black communities and shit. Like, the N-word is kind of like at least the soft variant, you know, of that, you know, is, you know, kind of normalized, you know, and shit. Not obviously, you know, usually outside of that, unless you're already kind of a part of their friend club, or a part, you know, or like, basically, you know, the catch-all is basically having the N-word pass, or whatever the fuck. At least as a meme, it's referred to that as that way. But, you know, but there's, like, people that, you know, like, that have grown up in these communities, and obviously, you know, like, you know, where there's, like, either Mexicans or white people or whoever the fuck else that isn't necessarily black that will be born and raised in these communities, but they're, like, quote, given the pass, so to speak, because obviously, you know, being born and raised in that shit, they're gonna, you know, be around it. So it's just like, you know, and obviously to, you know, everyone else that lives there, they know they're not, you know, doing so in some weird way and shit. They just grow up and were in part of the culture just as much as they were. So it's just like, I mean, you know, if, like, these words, you know, whether they were derogatory or not in the first place, you know, can in a sense be, like, taken back in a way. Like, and then, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, like, you know, any word really can. It just takes, you know, the adaptation, I think, perseverance, you know, to really, you know, quash in, you know, and eventually, you know, wipe, you know, a lot of this bigotry and shit out of society, and eventually, you know, make a lot of these things, you know, just kind of a common, you know, normal thing that is just a part of society, you know, where it's just like, it's an okay thing. You know, whether it is being black, gay, you know, queer, or a mixture of all that shit, or whatever the fuck, you know, and, you know, and there's just, like, a common, like, hey, it's all good, Jack, you know, there ain't no, like, you know, harm and will against anybody. But that just isn't how it is, you know, so, you know, I'd like to get to that point, but, you know, we're not there yet. But that's why I kind of advocate for that shit. Because, honestly, the only way to, you know, kind of get to that point, you know, is to, at the very least, you know, try to be an advocate to it. Because I do think, you know, like, in order way, I think, you know, take a lot of these words and make them lose a lot of their potency and shit that, you know, used against, like, progressives and left and shit like that, you know, in some ways, is so I think, you know, normalize it and kind of, like, take it back in a sense. Because, I mean, like, words are just words, you know, in a sense that, like, is how do you let it affect you. So it's just like, if we, you know, at least as progressives and lefties, you know, like, let us, you know, be affected in a way where it's like, oh, well, we are, well, fuck you. Like, you know, no, we're not, you know, we're gonna double down and, you know, take it back for ourselves. So I guess in a way it would be like doubling down, you know, being like, oh, really? Well, yeah, cool, thanks. Yeah, I actually am. And so, you know what? And I'm proud of it, so fuck you. While we allowing children to watch drag queen show, let me out of this one example of an attack I've seen. What? Lord Republicans are running for governor against her using... Wait, what? I discovered today YK Avi has one singular bias base thing. She signed off the first trans school in the South. Really? Wow. Why are we allowing children to watch a drag queen show? Let me out this one. Oh, really? So despite Kay Ivey being a fucking anti-trans dumb shit, she's also apparently like the very singular thing that she actually did good was being pro-trans? Colin not so well passing trans person in a man dress. Well, yeah. Well, also, well, wasn't he already before that? Because didn't you say that he also said like trans people are the devil, or are like demons or something? Which, you know what? That sounds awesome. Like, if like demons were a thing and trans people were like partial demons manifested, dude, fuck yeah. I'd fuck a demon. I'd fuck a trans demon. Dude, fuck yeah. That sounds awesome. That just sounds based, okay? Like, this is why I wish, like, Republicans were somewhat, you know, like, open and shit, but, like, yeah, but I never saw him be openly transphobic to someone. Oh! Wait. Like, actually openly transphobic to somebody? Oh my god. Man. Ugh. Our Drunk Cruise shows like a rite of passage. I remember seeing one either late in elementary school or early in middle school. Cock off, Alabama, cock off, not surprised. Dude, I'm not even kidding. I really hope that trans person has at least a gun safe. Wink, wink. It took everything in me to stay quiet. I would have at least, like, said, hey, I forgot something in the store, and just try to find that person and be like, look, I'm really, you know, like, look, hey, I actually, you know, support you, you're not alone in it. I would have, like, actually went out of my way. You should speak out. He lives with his stepdad. Like, he literally would have been kicked out of his living situation. Like, I understand why he didn't. I can't afford to speak out. Yeah. That's the fucked up thing. I mean, he's basically blackmailed into not being able to say shit about things like that. Like, he can't be himself, or else he'll get kicked the fuck out. Which is fucked. So. Honestly, though, like, if you could help it, I think it is possible if you look up, see what union was unionizing that grocery outlet, get in contact with them specifically. They will probably help you try to guarantee a job there. Just on my head, pretend to agree that I hate myself later. See, that's why I would have, you know, said, hey, I forgot to grab something really quick. And, you know, try to find that person later. And then, you know, obviously with nothing, go back, you know, to where, you know, go back and meet up with the stepdad and be like, oh, they were out of what I wanted, so never mind. You know, but, you know, it's like, because fuck. Like, because honestly, I would have at least, you know, went up to that person and, you know, to try to at least, you know, have some sense of solidarity, especially considering it's Alabama. But, you know, again, it's hindsight. What can you do? At least, you know, there's, like, somebody, you know, in your area that, you know, you could reach out to, hypothetically, and, you know, at least give some semblance. At least for, like, next time. Hopefully, at least not with your stepdad. Never seen a drag queen show. I haven't personally, but I have seen drag queens before, and I have seen them, you know, like, drag queen shows, like, online and shit. And it's cool. Like, honestly, like, most drag queens that I have met are usually actually legit just straight guys. And they usually do it because they either have, like, an appreciation for, like, the female form and, like, femininity to the point they kind of, like, want to legit just kind of do that every now and then, you know, and stuff. So, which I mean, you know, definitely being, like, kind of partially feminine myself, like, I respect that, you know, like, I wouldn't necessarily go, like, full on, you know, like that, but, you know, like, I kind of basically kind of go femboy route, you know, instead. Not against it or anything, it just doesn't interest me. Like, yeah, I could see myself, maybe for, like, if I did, like, a concert or something like that, Like, I could see myself maybe for performance reasons, maybe going drag queen levels. But, you know, maybe like some crazy ass, like, animalistic drag queen shit or whatever the fuck. You know, but it would be for, like, concert performance shit. Like, it wouldn't necessarily be, like, a thing out of interest. Well, I mean, it would be, but, again, it'd be more performative, you know, as a part of the show, more so than for the actual drag queen part of it. But, you know, fuck it, you know, like, I mean, so why not, you know? Like, I've seen, like, different metalheads and, like, alt-rock girls and shit that, you know, it feels like a dude going drag queen status. Like, no, you know, like, either way, it would deadass be just hot. I mean, honestly, like, Rammstein's Zigzag, the music video for that, at least 3 out of the 6 band members, deadass, you know, are kind of rocking the drag queen status a little bit. Or at least, you know, a little play onto it. You know, but the other 3 are looking like literal absolute goddamn atrocities. So it's just like, obviously there's like a little, like, you know, duality of, you know, the, I guess, like, plastic surgery and, you know, the performance and, you know, like, and, like, makeup and all that type of shit, you know, and that type of stuff, especially when it comes to, like, age and shit. I actually participated in a drag queen event once to win a bet with my uncle, though it was hella cringe. Well, yeah, if it's not your thing, you're probably gonna think it's hella cringe. Like, if I went to a Broning con, even though you know, at the end of the day, I don't got anything against bronies, I would literally be, like, at a brony convention, like, internally making fun of fucking everybody. So it's just like, I mean, you know, there would definitely be, you know, things, well, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck, you know, what people do. I don't want to be having anything to do with it. And if I was there, I would be poking fun and thinking it's all cringe. Like, participating in it. Wait, so you, wait, Stefan went drag queen status? You went drag queen for a night? Like, wait. Oh my god, okay, dude, I'm not even kidding. Is there a picture? Like, is there any pictures at all? Like, I'm not even kidding, bro. Yeah, to win a bet. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't even read that right initially. Like, I thought you just, like, went to one. I didn't realize you actually, like... I actually want to see a picture, if there is one. I don't have any. Ah! God, I wish God. I want to see that. I'm not even kidding. Because, bruh, oh my god, I never knew that! What the fuck? I learned something new about you. What the hell? I mean, I know it's cringe for you, but holy shit, I'm just trying to imagine that now. I think I have a picture of me cross-dressing now. Oh, I know I do. Like, well, okay, well. Like, pictures might exist, but I don't have any, and I wouldn't know where to find them. Ah! Man. God. Man, it probably is out there. It probably does exist. You know what? Here, I'll take the screen down. Oh, by the way, silver lining is they got arrested for the Trump Karens. Yeah, everyone, pictures Venom. Alright, pictures Venom cross-dressing. Femi ignore sounds schmexy. Shut up. It is. I just, like, I don't need to brag about that. Massive fail. How's Ignat supposed to live vicariously through your escapades? I know. Now, I've been watching that Naval Commander's Luger, and it's gotten up to 25k. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. Oh. Dude, it probably is just going to keep going up, too. Oh. Alright, so I don't know if you were here the other night, but Venom found a legit World War II U-boat officer's ceremonial Luger. And goddamn it, unironically was like the most fucking beautiful just firearm, let alone Luger, I've ever fucking seen. I was just like, what? Like, how does, like, something like this exist? I mean, and it was, like, initially when we saw it, like, 13K 500, but now it's, like, 25K, and it's like, ah! I mean, it's just, like, one of those rare times where it's, like, more of, like, an art piece more than, like, a gun. Because, like, there's, like, at least if I had it, there's no way in hell, you know, I would ever fucking, like, shoot it. Like, never. Like, I would... More of a paperweight than a gun. Well, it's more of a conversation piece. I'd be more respectful for the Luger. Come on. I mean, I would at least have, like, a standard issue Luger that I would just shoot, you know, but I would never shoot that. It comes with some, well, some just World War II German medals. I'll just put it that way. And it's like, those, I mean, I guess for the memorabilia aspect, you know, I guess kind of cool, but, like, it's not what interests me. It's just literally, like, because the whole entire thing was engraved. Like, with, like, these reefs and, like, these little leaves and all this other stuff. And, like, on one side of it, it actually had, like, a detailed little U-boat engraved on it. And I was just like, I've never seen a gun, like, legit, honestly, beautifully engraved like that. I was just like, what the fuck? How does something like that exist? You missed the pit at Royal Blood. Oh, dude, I sent Mornak some pictures. Because honestly, like, especially double dipping Royal Blood, like, oh, we gotta show the Bezo balls. Rip City, we made like, him and I, we made an expedition to the Bezo balls. We found Bezos's balls, dude, and oh my god, they were as obnoxious as they looked. I'm not even kidding. Look at these things. Look at these things in their Bezos glory, dude. Look at these balls. Look at these Bezos balls. I took multiple photos of it too. The slut easing up on the Bezos balls. No, I didn't have obviously, you know, when we were there, the slut didn't show up, but yeah. Got the Bezos balls. Here's a video of it. I want to use this as a little YouTube
territory. We have found the Bezos balls. Oh shit, one of the shafts just moved by.
One of the shafts.
I guess you could say we kind of got a little balls deep with Bezos' balls. So much ballsiness. Yes.
Yes. So much ballsiness. The balls of Bezos. My god. I can't believe those things exist. And honestly, like, one ball is a restaurant, apparently. I don't know what the rest of the balls are. Like, I guess every ball is a different thing, apparently. I don't know. Like, these goddamn things are obnoxious as fuck. Like, Jesus Christ. They're so obnoxious, and they're such a waste of space. Like, these fucking things, man. The balls, dude. I sent this better. Yeah, yours is. Here, hold on. Let me take this down so we don't accidentally do a little oopsie daisy moments. There we go. Yeah, because you got the slut coming by it. Oh. Yeah. Oops. You got the ball right there. You got a ball. And you got the slut. Oh my god, look at this. I get the Amazon one. Ugh. Some Roblox. Yep. God, look at that. Honestly, though, Seattle is a very, like, in some ways, I will say, like, I mean, at least in the Capital District, I mean, that really seems like what Portland ought to be. Because we were kind of hanging around in the Capital District and shit, and it was actually pretty legit. Not even gonna lie. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I gotta show another thing, too. I think it might be, Oh, here, yeah. So there's about just as much graffiti there as well, but I also saw this little thing. It's like a furry sticker of some sort. It's just like, thank you. But it looks cute. Seattle's an epic city. It is an epic city. And there's also some other pics, or other stickers. I like this one. Because cops do lie. They do. Trash baby. Dog Days Brewing. Sit, stay, and drink. I like that. And also, I saw this. Kneel for the cross, stand for the flag, beg for the cock. Don't want to zoom too close into that because I don't want to accidentally get a little fucked on that. But some different awesome little artworks and shit. Wonder if we'll have to put that there. You know, you probably did. You could, if you want, you could probably. I could send this to you and see if you did. Or if he knows, if he knows the artist or anything related to that. I also saw this in the bathroom for some reason or another. I was just like, huh, that's kind of cool. But I also saw this too, that we were across the street at a pub, and I saw this at East Pike Street. Dog House Leathers, what's your kink? And I was like, oh. I noticed it right off the bat because dead ass straight up a puppy walked out of it. I was just like, oh, well, hello there. General Kenobi. It's like, oh, hello there. And I guess that shop is all about it. I didn't go inside just because, you know, we were on a little bit of a time crunch, but I'm taking note of that. Not even kidding, because I'm going to go there next time I'm in Seattle. Arf arf motherfuckers. It's alright. Arf arf bitch. And what did I do with my other one? I had another one. Where'd it go? I'm missing a drink! Where'd it go? I want to open it. Is it in my coat for some reason still? Do I have to go grab it? Because I don't want to go grab it. I think I have to go grab it. Will you stay? Are you going to stay? Yeah, of course not. See, you could have stayed. You did not need to follow me. Here, take your phone. There you go. Take your damn bone. Grab it. Go. Oh my god, you lazy bastard. Didn't take that long to grab it, goddamn. Ugh. But, oh. You know, since I'm in my little gallery, here, I want to go through some of the double dipping that went down, because why not? Talon, why are you sending me memes? How dare you, good saw? But, ooh. Oh, damn, this is a good quality shot. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna be straight up. Matt right here. The fucking, one of the, duos for the, Royal Blood. He's actually kind of hot. I highly doubt he's bi. But if he is, he can smash all day. Not even gonna lie. Anyway. Like, see why there's, like, chicks of all, like, at least adults of all ages that, you know, that are really into Royal Blood, I've noticed. But, honestly, there's also, like, a lot of old people that legit, are into Royal Blood as well. In both shows, I've noticed that, like, both, like, older generations and, like, yeah, younger gens are actually into Royal Blood. Even in, the Crystal Ballroom as well, in, Portland. Wait, hold on. I want to see this one. I kind of wish this one was, you know, taken maybe like a quarter second sooner or later, because this one would have been a pretty good shot. But, you know, these other ones are pretty decent, though. Ooh, I like this one just because of all the shadows and the contrast. I like that. Well, that, you know what? That's just so shit that doesn't even need to stay. That's just blurs. This is a nice, pretty crisp one. Nice. You got the drummer Ben there too. This is pretty legit. He actually in the shows, and every time I've seen him live, he'll always like come up to the crowd and actually like, you know, well, you know, we'll actually get up to it here in a sec. This is actually a pretty dope ass shot. With all the hands going up. Hell yeah. Here, let me just kind of skip a little ahead here, because I know it comes up here in a bit. Somewhere. How many did I take? Jesus. Okay, that one could just be deleted. Because at least a lot of these are actually pretty good. Oh my fucking god. I swear Ben Thatcher is hella ripped. Dude's buff as fuck. I would say he's like muscular. Like, he's definitely got some chunk, but he's definitely like legit ripped. Because if you think about it, like, I actually remember reading an article about it. Like, drummers have basically the same muscle mass, or at least the equivalent muscle mass to like a lumberjack. You know, so it's just like, I mean, it makes sense. Dang, it's some pretty good shots too. Well, maybe not that one. I know this one was. Marijuana tattoo. Let's go, Brent. Positively vibrating because all goes well with him. So I'm about to get a tattoo later today or later this month. Nice. Ooh, this is a pretty good shot. Nice and crisp. Ooh, I like this one. Ooh. This is a nice crystal shot. That's been crispy. I like the ones that are crispy. I'm definitely gonna like eventually cycle through these and keep the ones that are nice and crispy. Ooh, another crisp one. Well, maybe not as crisp, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. Here. Let's see when Ben Fletcher comes up and does his little thing. Oh, and there's actually one song that's very Pink Floyd-like, and it's when Matt comes out for his like a little piano thing that he does, and it's actually a pretty beautiful thing, honestly. Ooh, that's a good one right there. Ooh, that is a good one. Damn. Man, look at that fucking thick. Is that a... Wait, is that a... No, that's a 4-string. For a second, I almost thought that was a 5-string. I'm like, what? Is Rocket 5-string now? But no, it's a 4-string. Well, that's another one I can just go in the treesh. Ooh, that's not a bad one. That's also pretty blurry as shit. Well, that would have been a good shot if the fucking focus wasn't a wrist. Boo! This would have been a good shot if it wasn't focused on the goddamn wrist of some son of a bitch. Ugh! Man, I would save this, but I don't want to save that. But, man, I hate it when it would have been a good shot. Oh, here's Ben Fletcher now, coming up. He will literally, like, come up to the crowd and just be like, yeah, what's up? He actually will legit kind of give it the opportunity to handshake everybody, or at least, you know, a few people that he can. Because everyone, like, it looks like a horde of zombies, like, Rah! We want your brains, Ben. We want your brains. Oh my god, it really does look like that a little bit. But yeah, really legit. What the fuck happened with that shot? Ooh, that's a really good one. I like that. Oh, man. I'm just gonna say, these dudes legit fucking, like, rock it right the fuck out. And it's just the two of them, too. Like, they have their supporting session / like, touring musician that does, like, keys and backing vocals. That was in some of the shots, but, I mean, for Royal Blood itself, it's just these two dudes. I like he's just cradling that bass like a baby. Oh, and here's from the Crystal Ballroom, and this is actually Cleopatra, another little duo band. And they were actually pretty good. I know Ripsy's like meh about it, but I actually liked them. I liked them myself. And I'd say I was probably the same distance, you know, in these shots, just like about from where we were as well in the Showbox Soto. That's a pretty good one right there. Ooh, that's a good one there too. Nice. Press some of the shots I got going on. It's Jenks last time. The floor is fine. This time, I noticed it bounce a couple times and shit. I think it was just because there wasn't as like much movement in comparison to like a full-on metal show and shit. I think that might have been it, but I don't know. I'd assume that would probably be the reason why, but oh, there's a hand away. It was a little, but last time was ridiculous in comparison. Huh. Ooh, this is a good one. At least in this concert, I tried to get more of Cleopatra because I didn't take any pictures last time when I was in Seattle. So I at least try to take more liberty to take more pictures of these guys when they were here in Portland. And of course, after that, some more Royal Bloods once they come out and shit, doing their Portland show. Doing the double dipping, but at least there's that legit proof that there is a double dip that did happen, because goddamn, especially the pit, like the pit was so much more fucking intense in Portland in comparison to Seattle. There was like a little one, but not that much. But in this one, there was like a legit nice, decent fucking ass pit. And I feel like I honestly, over time, I eventually got more closer. Ooh, that's a pretty good shot. But like over time, I eventually got way more closer to the front, so I was able to get some more decent shots over time as I got a little closer. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Oh, damn, that is a good shot. Shit. Damn. These are really good shots. Well, except for that one, that's all blurrier than shit. That's a pretty good one. But man, honestly, especially knowing that like Sabaton's gonna come into Portland, you know, for 2 shows in a row, because they're staying here for 2 days amongst you know, a couple other bands coming in around here and shit. It's like, man, this is gonna be exciting. I'm going to need to create a folder to organize all my concert photos, though, because these are going to get hella cluttered really quickly. Ooh, here's like some final shots. Some of them, last couple shots I took during the Crystal Ballroom show. It's definitely a lot more closer for a lot of these shots. There's a little bit more detail, which I definitely love. Because, again, not even gonna lie, dude's kind of hot. But man, honestly, especially if like there's songs like Honey Brains, fucking Trouble's Coming, and a few other songs, it's just like I'm starting to take a new appreciation for other songs I haven't listened to as much. Because also I didn't realize, like, how much Trouble's Coming fucking slapped. It's like, oh. I really, honestly, deadass wish I can play that song right now, because it's just like, damn. So speaking of like bopping ass songs, Rammstein released a new song, a part of the new album that they kind of spontaneously did, Zeit. And the song is called Angst, which basically just means fear. And Jesus, like, oh, that song fucking slaps. I know I can at least get away with some. I need to cheat on Power Hour to listen to that. Yeah. Ah! What the fuck? Yo! That was not cool. That was not cool. Oh, the fuck? Yeah, somehow my phone decided to be like, no, we're just gonna, like, just launch out of orbit out of this thing. So, yeah, that happened, I guess. But here, I'll at least turn it down a little bit so I can... Okay, here we go. We'll play this chunk. That's all you get. That's all you get. But Jesus Christ, it sounds amazing. He already has the cross with the Confederate flag draped across it. There's something that I would do about that, but I can't say. Sorry that fucking snap, crackle, pop happened, but Jesus Christ. I think because of the concerts, my, the sweats and everything kind of made my, volume knobs sticky. So I have to take, like, a tiny pick and make sure they're not sticky. But it looks like they're not sticky anymore, though. Aw, shiznit. Honestly, man, especially because of these fucking far-right, fascist, Confederate type motherfuckers. It's like, man, wandered away at the wrong moment there, lol. Oh, did you? Oh, did you miss all the, like, the photos I was showing off? Honestly, Mornax, I think Ripsy's taking a chance really quick, but Mornax, you should definitely listen to and at least look at the music video for Angst to see your pictures on Discord. Well, I have a lot more pictures. I have far more than the ones I showed you on Discord. Those are just some of them. But yeah, but I went for a lot of them. And also went for, to show off Bezos's balls that he has, which goes right by the slut. So, yeah, that was fun. Seattle is honestly kick-ass. Like, it's a great fucking place, honestly. Like, I mean, there's some things about Portland that I wish Seattle, there's some things about Seattle that I wish Portland was. Because, it's like, at least certain areas, about, like in the Capital District, for example, it's like there actually really is, like, legit kind of like a full-on, sense of, like, actual, like, progressive leftiness, going on outside of just kind of, like, a bunch of ragtag people that are, kind of have their own community in the city and shit, kind of like Portland has. Like, Portland just seems more disjointed in comparison to Seattle in that way. Because at least where we were at, it seemed a lot more like, yeah, we're kind of more openly left around here. At least, like, way more so than, kind of Portland. Where it was like, yeah, we're so left that we're actually able to have people in office around in this little spot we're in, and have shit done where it actually, you know, kind of works out for everybody and everyone's vibing and, you know, kicking ass basically, you know, so it's just like shit. Man, if only, it's like, I know Seattle definitely has its problems for sure, but like, man, if only Portland would get at least some of its act together, and then maybe it could be, you know, far more competitive than Seattle. I just know that, like, some places about Seattle, you know, I wouldn't be able to afford when it comes to just living there, especially when it comes to their shitty, stupid sales taxes. Boo. Every time we were, like, at one of the pubs or something, I always, like, had to remind everybody about, like, yo, man, I have to think about the sales tax about this, and everyone's like, oh, you're making me think of that. Boo. Like, I made everyone, like, basically have, like, slight, like, a temporary, like, 10-second animosity, because it's like I made them remember there were sales taxes there. Which sucks. I mean, it's just like, I only think there should be sales taxes for, like, luxury items and shit. Like, you know, things that are, you know, only, like, you know, like, up to a certain price or more. Like, I don't know what that number should be, necessarily, but, you know, like, I definitely think there should at least be, like, luxury sales taxes. But for just, you know, like, at least, like, anything under $1,000 fucking dollars. As long as crazy, they should call it America 2.0. It pretty much is, if you look at the fucking music video itself, especially. It's definitely a major fucking call-out about xenophobia. Like, honestly, like, the outro and the credits, like, the credits section of the music video really shows it. Because it shows, like, you know, these two black people that are, like, in rags, basically, that are surrounded by barbed wire. And all the band members are basically, you know, the embodiment and pretty much the symbolism of white nuclear families, traditionalism and shit. Like that far right mentality of like xenophobia and supremacy. Where they see that on TV, and also very loudly you hear them gnawing and chewing on foods and snacks and shit, basically. Showing their mass consumerism, you know, in a sense as well. On top of like this very ominous, like eerie music too, and you know, and then basically Till Lindemann taking a sledgehammer and destroying the TV, and as he does that, the color starts coming back from the you know, from the you know, surroundings and shit. So it's like, it's honestly like I mean, like, this theme and the social commentary, I think, was very immediate, you know, looking into it, you know, from the first watch when me and Logan saw it. Like, he noticed it right off the bat, and I, you know, did too. And I was like, damn, Rammstein, you know, just does not fail at all. Because, like, I mean, shit. This is, like, my new favorite fucking slap that Rammstein put out. Like, I thought Zigzag was... You know, but, man, Angst is just fucking so good. I mean, it even really does directly talk about it, because it's like, I mean, because part of the lyrics is Fabens Angst, even Schweizers and Mann, which basically means, like, pretty much the equivalent means, like, I'm fearful of black man. Which, that's pretty blatant and blunt of the commentary. In fact, here, let me try to look up the lyrics for it. Let me see what the direct actual lyrics are in English. Because I know Angst means fear, and Wir haben Angst is basically we are scared. I know that much. And considering the music video, I already know kind of the themes of the song, so I just kind of want to see what the actual lyrics are. Because I know that would at least confirm it for me. Yep, it is. It actually is. It deadass is. Here. Here, let me get the full lyrics here. So, verse 1. When the children are ill-mannered, the father already has threatened, the black man will get you if you don't follow my commandment. Pre-chorus. And we believe that to this day, so scared that are the country and its people. Something bad will happen. The evil comes, won't leave anymore. And the fear grows into the night. Doors and gates are guarded. The black sweat, the hands clammy. Everyone's afraid of the black man. In dark, he sneaks up. If you're not good, he'll touch you. Trust no stranger. Then such nightmares, so much craze. So believe to this day, the pack is heavily armed. Oh, they can't stop. Scream fire in the alleys. And the fear grows into the night. No wink of sleep at all. The back sweat, the hands clammy. Everyone's afraid of the black man. It's pretty obvious. And the bridge is, who's afraid of the black man, who's afraid of black man, who's afraid of black man, who is afraid. Damn, Rammstein has no show near here. Closest is Los Angeles. Oh, man, I so badly want to see Rammstein, man. So badly, dude. I want to hear the song live. Oh, you know it would slap so hard live. Oh my god, you know it would. But yeah, basically the song is pretty much criticizing and talking about a lot of these white supremacists and a lot of social commentators that talk about things like the Great Replacement, you know, like the, you know, shit like that. Like a lot of this more ethno-statist, you know, type of ideas, which especially in Germany is, you know, it's like kind of more underground, but kind of prominent in some ways. Like the EFD, for example, is kind of a sign of that too, a little bit. I mean, in Europe, it's definitely, you know, to some extent pretty prominent, especially in places like in fucking Poland and Hungary, too. And, you know, where there's a lot of this, like, white ethno-statist type of supremacy and shit that is not in, like, totality, but at least to some extent is kind of, you know, like influence in some of the regional politics of some of these places, or at least culturally. And it's just, like, honestly, it's just a direct call out of that, where it's, like, what, you're like, you know, spewing, you know these things because you're afraid of the black man, basically. You know, I'm gonna, you know, say these things that are like, you know, it's like, oh, they're ill-mannered, they're armed, they're all this and that, and we'll use basically, you know, whatever type of means and guise to essentially, you know, manipulate you to be afraid, which is what xenophobia is about. Like, the song is literally criticizing xenophobia and nationalism and, like, ethno-states and white supremacy and shit. Like, this is why I love Rammstein, because they're straight up, like, you know, with their different songs, they really show themselves to be full-on, like, fucking, like, leftists, you know? Like, I mean, because with lyrics like that, I mean, especially so critical to that type of shit, I mean, definitely makes sense. Poets of the Fall is a Finnish alt-rock band you might like. They have a lot of anti-war songs. Hey, that sounds dope. If their shit isn't necessarily, like, copyrighted with, like, any major label or anything, I can at least probably get away with it. Rammstein is very litigious, so I can only get away with, like, 5 seconds, you know, like, I mean, with Royal Blood, I could do the same thing, you know, but it's like, doing it once with Rammstein is already pushing it, so it's just like, I ain't gonna do that. But at least for Royal Blood, if you want to listen to at least one of their newer songs, Trouble's Comin' is a really good one. And for an old song, either 10 Ton Skeleton or Out of the Black or Loose Change, like any of those three. So it's just like, I mean, because, alright, I'll just narrow it down. I would probably say at least Loose Change. Loose Change or Trouble's Coming. For the newer one, Trouble's Coming, then the older one being Loose Change. Because both are, like, heavy as fuck and raw as hell, honestly. Like, I know Rip will at least attest, but I don't honestly know why, like, Logino is, like, kind of critical of them now. It's just like, they're, like, too produced now, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, what, because they added synths and harmonies and all this other shit? Like, that's not being more produced, that's just adding more layers to music. Like, it's like, there's like the keyboards. They were already there. Like, honestly, they were there even in, like, you know, when they first started. Like Matt, they're not Ben Fletcher, but Matt at least. He's the he knows how to play piano, so he also does synths and keys and all that other shit. So when it comes to being on tour, like especially now they can afford it, they have a session/touring musician that will make up for those, you know, to add those layers and shit, you know, while on stage for at least a lot of songs that do have those on there. So it's just like. It's like, I don't know if, like, it does, I think it honestly, really, I think it just comes down to maybe Logan doesn't necessarily understand, like, how studio / Mike, you mean? Oh, do I keep saying Matt? Oh my god, yeah, I meant Mike. Yeah, Ben Fletcher, I keep forgetting his last name, but yeah, Mike, yeah, whatever, I forget his last name. Was I saying Matt this entire time? But yes, I meant Mike. Kerr or something. Oh yeah, Mike Kerr. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was something like short and simple. I just kind of forgot what it was. Here's one of their songs from a game soundtrack. I don't know how copyright happy they are, so maybe use your headphones. Well, if it's from a game soundtrack, usually those are safer. I don't know what. Yeah, this should be. Here, let me. 12 years ago. License. I mean, it's on YouTube. 1.5 million views from 12 years ago. Yeah, I mean, this should be okay. At least if I play it lower. Game soundtrack should be fine. Doesn't YouTube encourage gaming vids? I mean, it's an OST soundtrack, like, outside of, like, actual gameplay. So, honestly, like, the last time that there was, like, quote, questionable copyright stuff that Rip has sent me, or not Rip, Venom has sent me with, you know, like, with the last band he showed me. I'm actually forgetting their name right off the top of my head, but I know what the name is. It just, but you know, it's just like it seemed like it was okay last time. So, I mean, at least when it comes to like game soundtracks, those seem to at least be okay. And even if there is a hit, it doesn't like, you know, do anything like, you know, take it down or nothing. Blues Sarah Racino. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I felt like I should have just known that, but again, I just couldn't get it right out of my head. Like, I knew it in there, but it didn't want to come out, but yeah, whatever. I'm a little drunk now, so I have an excuse at least. Plus, I've, like, been exhausted since Saturday. So, you know, I think I have an excuse to be all like... Plus, I was, like, at work until, like, 11:10, and, yeah, I was okay with that, though, because I wanted the extra hours to make up for, Sunday, and then coming in at least a little late today, but they didn't expect me today. Actually, what's funny is my assistant manager didn't even notice I was, there yet, and I said, "What's up?" He looked up from his phone, looking at the schedule, and he looked up at me, he did this. Oh my god, dude, and he just, like, hugged me out of like, just literally instinctively just hugged me, like, oh my god, bro. I just went, oh god, what's going on? I literally was like, yo, what's going on? It's like, we didn't know you were gonna be here today, bro. Holy god, you're a hero. You're a hero, bro. Like, he was just like that, just out of nowhere. I'm like, what did I do? Because honestly, I think they thought that I also had Monday, you know, I called Monday off as well. Because they saw that on the calendar, and it's just like, no, not anymore. So I guess I caught them off guard, even though I clarified it was just Sunday. So, I threw everyone for a loop today, I guess. But, whatever. That's okay with me. Oh, you know, I forgot to play the song. But honestly, overall, it was actually a pretty slow day today, so it wasn't really too bad. It was kind of busy for like the first couple hours, but after that, slowed down. Alright, I'm already liking this. They have an actual orchestra with them too? Based. This is straight up like symphonic metal. Finland loves symphonic metal, evidently. Because I know in Finland, like, Nightwish is basically like pretty much everybody's favorite band. Like, everyone in Finland especially really does legit like Nightwish. A lot of people in Europe do in general. Love me some Finnish metal rock. I mean, Europeans in general, but the Finns especially, they know how to fucking make some rock and metal. Insufferum, Nightwish, Poets of Fall. I mean, there's a few other bands I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Corporate Colony. Well, there's just a few bands. There's a lot of bands, honestly. I mean, I know there's a bunch of other ones that I'm not thinking of right off the top of my head. I mean, Scandinavia too, like Sweden, Norway. Like, I mean, both of those countries, like, you know, got some respectable metal and rock coming out of them. Sweden especially. Like Saxon, Hammerfall, Sabaton, Amon Amarth, fucking, Death Stars, fucking, like, I don't know, like, there's too many to really, like, think off right top of my head. Like, I mean, like, Sweden had, hey, like, Sweden has a lot of fucking, like, metal coming out of it. It makes me want to live there. Because honestly, I can imagine, like, you know, the underground scene in Sweden, like, there's probably all sorts of crazy experimental shit going on. Like, you know, different metalheads are probably, like, taking, like, blues, funk, you know, like, all sorts of other shit and, like, trying to combine, you know, different things, you know, with metal and stuff. Because when I was in Iceland, there was that. Like, there's this, I still remember to this day, it's called the Chuck Norris Bar and Grill. No, not the Chuck Norris Bar and Grill, it's called the Dylan Whiskey Bar. That's what it was called. The Chuck Norris Bar and Grill is literally right below it. But the Dylan Whiskey Bar, you go up these stairs, and that's where it was. So it's right above it. And yes, by the way, there is a place unironically called the Chuck Norris Bar and Grill. And by the way, fucking banging burgers. The burgers there are fucking banging. So it's just like Iceland's version of Americanized like burgers and stuff is actually fucking popping. Not even gonna lie. But I digress. But the Dylan Whiskey Bar, pretty much every night besides Sundays, they have music going on. And there's like blues, there's rock, like all sorts of shit going on there. And it's just like, I mean, there's like a whole like, not just like underground scene, but like a full-on music scene in Iceland. From metal to rock to blues, all sorts of shit, you know? And it's just like, I mean, if Iceland's got that and they're like a tiny ass little population, then like, you know, fucking, you know, like, you know, these other places got like some pretty big ass underground scenes too. Which I just love that shit. And I remember talking to like this really cool like fusion rock jazz band where they had a trumpet and a few other members were a bassist and a guitarist and, you know, and everything. And they were actually legit, like as fuck. And I remember me and my sister actually talking to the drummer for a little bit, and he was also like a part of like a metal group, and his band that was playing there that night also like got second place in like the Icelandic music festivals that year and shit too. So like they were actually kind of a pretty well-known group around in the area and shit. You know, just being tourists, you know, and shit, we just happened to see them that night, and I can see why, because they kicked ass. They were actually legit pretty fucking awesome. I wish I knew what the name of their group was, because I'm sure they probably got some stuff online, but man, now I'm gonna be haunted by that, because now I'm really wanting to know what their group was. I've always wondered that, now I'm wondering it again. God damn it. But honestly, it just kind of proves the point, like, not Iceland, but, like, Scandinavia in general, I mean, Iceland included, like, I mean, they just, like, I mean, they definitely have a very just strong love for music in general, like, it really shows a lot, and I just love that, like, I mean, because it's not just, you know, Scandinavia, but, like, I mean, all over the world, you could just see the love for music, you know, that just goes around, and it's just one of the things that I think is, you know, just like a really great bridge, you know, that, you know, could bring people together. Because, I mean, everyone can fucking bop and vibe to music and shit. It doesn't take, you know, like, understanding some philosophical, cultural nuance to fucking vibe to music and shit. Like, it's music. Like, if it bops, it bops. You know, like, if you can't help, you know, to bop to it if it bops. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of the same thing for food. Like, I mean, if you try some food and it tastes hella fucking good, it tastes hella good. Like, I mean, it could be from anywhere in the world, but if it tastes hella bomb, then it's gonna be hella bombing. You know, it's just like, I mean, it's just like, I mean, that's why, you know, at least when it comes to, I think, outside of things like, you know, at least when it comes to politics and shit, like labor issues and shit, I think, like, one of the biggest bridges and commonalities for people, you know, that could bring people together and shit is music and food. Like, I've always stood by that shit, you know, and I still will. Because, like, I mean, everyone wants to, you know, everyone's got to eat, and everyone enjoys listening to music in, you know, some way, shape, or form at some point. You know, so it's just like, those are two commonalities that everyone has, outside of, like, you know, when it comes to political shit. So it's just like, to me, those are, like, some of the biggest bridges that, you know, can bring people together. And it does. Like, I mean, why do you think these fucking music fests and shit exist? You know, even if it's, like, some bougie shit like Coachella, or, like, a full-on, like, big-ass metal festival like Vakken, or, like, a blues fest, you know, that, like, pretty much every city has. I know places like Chicago, New York, Portland, like, all these places have their own equivalent of, like, a little blues fest. So it's just like, I mean, you got all these different little festivals and shit, you know, so it's just like, obviously, there's a reason why, because music is a big bridge that brings people together. I mean, you might not like one certain genre, but that's why there's all sorts of other shit for other different genres that you might like. I mean, hell, there's, like, straight up, like, a fucking, like, Juggalo fest, you know, for, like, ICP fans, and, like, you know, people who are all about, like, that whoop whoop and Fago and, you know, Juggalos and all that, you know what I mean? So, there's something for everybody when it comes to music. I mean, that's why it's definitely, I think, you know, one of the biggest bridges that, you know, can bring people together, at least, because there's at least something for everybody. And hell, if you're at least, you know, somewhat curious about, you know, a certain type of genre of music, going to a festival is probably or going to a concert at the very minimal is the best way to expose yourself, you know, to that type of shit. Because, I mean, when you're especially in the energy and the area and a vibe where you're kind of bopping with everybody and shit, like, that's a lot more of a bigger way and a bigger chance for you to get into that type of shit. I mean, even if you don't necessarily vibe with it 100%, at least in the moment, you're going to be kind of, you know, vibing a little. So it's just like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still staying by it. Quote a friend of mine, no matter how much society tries to hammer him the opposite, no, what you can't control is what you want to eat or how you want to bang. Exactly. And also that's why, you know, food is like another big commonality, because there's just certain things that when it comes to food is just universal. Like, for example, like fried rice. Like, I mean, if you do not like fried rice, I don't care how you want it set up. Like, I mean, pork fried rice, chicken fried rice, like just regular, just fried rice, some vegetables. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just, if you don't like fried rice, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, there's something fundamentally wrong with you as a human being. Like, there's something wrong. You need to be analyzed. There needs to be studies, neurological studies. I don't know, like, there's unironically something wrong with you. Loaf white rice. I'm not saying white rice, I'm saying fried rice. And also, it doesn't matter if it's white rice. You can use any rice you want. Alright, I'm questioning you. I got my eye on you, Venom. My eye is strictly on you now. Loaf white rice. Like, honestly, I wasn't even necessarily talking about white rice, but now that you mention it, like, I got my eye on you now. Like, white rice is amazing. Oh my. Wow. Wow. I question your judgment now, sir. Now this should have cat. The artist has become art. Oh my god, this kitty. Oh my god, this kitty. Oh my god, this little kitty. I do and say indeed that this is a very cute kitty who's gotten himself into a bunch of chalk. I don't know why I'm starting to sound like John F. Kennedy. So you think white rice is better than other colors of rice? Interesting. Oh, wow, you're gonna do that to me? No, wow, wow. Wow, you're gonna do that to me? You're gonna do that? If you drown white rice in teriyaki sauce, it becomes tolerable. You uncultured loaf of white bread, you. You're just stale white bread. You have just, you're not even colorful as this beautiful cat. Like, I get that white rice. If I could put some, like, spices in there, get some veggies in that bitch, get some fucking meats in that son of a bitch, stir fry that shit, and put some extra white rice just to spite your ass, and just, boom, put that on a fat plate, and just gobble that bitch up left and right. Ignore assuming my race up in here. I didn't say nothing about your race. I just said that you're about as stale as a loaf of white bread. That's all. Wow. Wow, where everybody's trying to get racial on me. Wow, everyone's getting racial on me. But, oh, I'm the racist. I'm the racist when everyone's implying race when I'm not. I see what everyone's thinking. I see what people are thinking here. Wow. I think we got a bunch of racists all up my chat. And little Husky isn't even here. So goddamn, that's saying something. By the way, that's all satire. Don't take that seriously. I have a preference for saffron, actually. Isn't pre-seasoned rice just pretty bland in general? Pre-seasoned? Nah, I'm just gonna season up myself. I don't need no pre-seasoned bullshit. Y'all need Biz Jesus. I think Lil Husky got banned for being too edgy. Lamau. Someone unban him. I still haven't had my fun. I'm not done with him yet. So honestly, like, if there's a way to like go through the archives and undo it, like, I mean, like, let's do it, because I'm not done with them yet. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, honestly, until I give the actual decree, like, it's just timeouts for him. I didn't ban him. Does it ignore control the ban list? I mean, I could unban people outside of streams and shit. I mean, mods can ban people, and then I would have to basically go back, you know, after streams and shit. But if he did, I'm not done with him yet, so... I mean, so I know for, you know, it's like, eventually I will. Eventually I'll, like, toss him like a used cum rag. But, you know, at least in the meantime, I'm still gonna have my fun with it. So what's this? Bismarcky. Oh, I know this song. Hey. I don't see no copyright shit, so I think we're okay. Do you accept his quest? Yes, I do. I do accept the quest. That's what I mean by music being a bridge. Out here bopping. Hold on, yeah. Plug this. I'm so smart, I even got a GED, plus the video, BET, and MTV. I'm the best thing out there, go ask your mom. Spending money on cars just to pass the time. 4 chicken wings with shrimp fried rice. Oh yeah, this is not so good for it, yes it's true. Oh yeah. Chicken chow mein with a little white rice, that's good. I need a couple of egg rolls in my neighborhood, that's good. Okay, good time drama, large like Big Mama. Sweet girls on the couch like old drama. In every line with period, no comma. I now tell I'm found like Osama. Walk on water filled with piranhas. Winter tie with and coats with no liner. If I ever lose my girl, I go find her. If not, I got shit. Ah, there he is! Right back on you. Yep, the old time. Reported for stealing music. Ah! This is fair use, bro. What are you even talking about? Do you know what copyright laws are, bro? That's good. Oh yeah. TMC inbound. I literally looked at it and there's no copyright shit on it. See? There's this, but I don't see nothing new when it comes to a strike on this video. So there ain't none. I think we Gucci go. So man. Plus I'm talking like, do you not know what copyright / fair use laws are? DMC inbound, straight up little Husky's ass. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Sukov! Hey! Don't go after the cats! Bow! Sukov, come here! Have you finally embraced fascism? You're still lame communist. Under no pretext shall the workers relinquish their right to bear arms and will resist by force if necessary. Karl Marx, or at least somewhat like that. So guess what? No. Nope. I don't think I have. Like, I literally, like... Do you not, like, see, like, the fucking, like, hyper red socialistic-y fucking, like, flags and shit? Oh, well, that's convenient. Get back up there. I mean, it's like, for fuck's sake. I mean, like, come on. Are far from foes where my artists at? I don't know. I don't know where the artists at. Probably at the Oregon Zoo and out in, like, their natural wild habitats. When Trump comes back, you'll wish you had supported him. Bruh, okay, you want to know the actual honest truth? Like, dead ass, for literally the first month of his term, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Wow, you know, wow, shocker. Because he was an outsider, so it's like, well, he has said some stuff that, you know, seems like, while a lot of crazy extreme shit, there's some stuff sprinkled in there that seems at least pro-worker-esque and whatever the fuck, but as soon as he basically immediately showed himself to be the fucking pro-business, capitalistic fucking leech parasite fuck that he was, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, nah. Obviously, he was just, you know, basically cut from the same fucking cloth. And the fact that you're such a sad little cuck to the fucking business class like that is just more pathetic than anything else. Which is why I keep you around, by the way, because you're fun. Like, you're the weird fascist alter ego of me, and you don't really trigger me at all. Like, I mean, if anything, I just kind of find it amusing that you don't have a brain in your head and you have to just be basically this, like, amalgamation for the pro-far-right Trumpian element of the Republican Party, basically. Basically have no fundamental critical thought, you know, outside of that shit. So it's just like, I already know what you're about, so how am I supposed to be triggered by that? That's why I keep you around and fuck with you. And call you little husky and all this other stuff, dude. Because you're not hard to fucking, like, analyze and dissect, dude. If you at least had some sort of, you know, like, critical thought, or at least, you know, some original shit, you know, you would evolve out of that. You would be a Pokemon and evolve out of that shit. Not a rapper. I don't give a, like, that's not the point. Like, evidently you don't get why I'm calling you that. Like, you know why I'm calling you that, right? Because, honestly, because of that. You think that, because I already know what you think about minorities and black people. I already know what you think about that shit. You think they're a subhuman race and they're, you know, need to be, like, you know, deported and all this other nonsense and blah, 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 blah. You know, the white people are the most superior race and all this other shit. I know what you believe, or at least what you're gonna fucking say here. I know what it is. I've heard it a million times. You're no different. I mean, I know. So it's just like, I mean, when knowing that, it's just like, I already know you're going to get immediately butthurt at the idea of being called, like, a little because of all the different rappers that have little in their name. You know, so it's just like from Little Pimp to, like, Lil Nas X and, you know, all the other ones, like, you know, Lil Wayne, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I already know. So it's like, I'm just basically using a stereotype that, you know, you use, but just against you because it triggers you. And it makes you a little snowflake. It makes you the thing that you supposedly fucking want to go against. So, like, do you, like, you don't know, like, do you really not know that? Like, come on, bro. Like, I have to actually, like, you know, describe it to you. Like, there's a reason why I call you a little husky. It's like, it's supposed to fucking trigger you. It's supposed to fucking get under your skin. And it works every time. The grooming of children groomer. I'm not the one who supports a party that does that. Like, from Jim Jordan to Matt Gaetz to Marjorie Green to fucking, who's the other fucking crazy bitch? Like, I actually forget her name because Lauren Boebert. I mean, like, Trump himself, like, all of these people have, you know, history and evidence of them unironically doing pedophilic actions or have been victims of pedophilia, but yet have been okay with it and enabled it. And yet, the leftists and the progressives are the groomers and the pedophiles, but yet you're the ones who continue to support the party that apparently protects them. So, who are the groomers? I mean, the whole fucking, like, you know, oh, the LGBT and the gays are pedophiles, like, that shit's been thrown around for, like, I already know, like, I mean, give me a break. You think trying to repackage it as groomer, you think you know, suddenly it's different? Like, come on, give me a break, bro. Like, I don't have to do some weird moral Puritan crusade to protect the children to actually protect children. It's only you people who seem to have, like, some weird underlying problem that have to do that to try to hide that shit. So, who's really actually trying to protect children? The people that don't necessarily have to try to do some weird moral crusade about it and just be a normal human being and just have policies, you know, tackle the root of the problem when it comes to abuse, when it comes to children, whether sexual or otherwise. Or the people that have, you know, such a crazy crusade against, you know, grooming and pedophilia and all this other shit that it actually harms legitimate organizations and institutions and law enforcement agencies that are actually trying to crack down on that shit. I don't know. Curious. This seems a little odd. So, I don't know. Like, it just seems a little odd that one party legit undermines the protection of children while the other one, it's not even like fucking based on party metrics anyway, but since you're the one who wants to use that shit, the other party at least isn't necessarily doing that type of shit. Now, are they guilty of some shit too? Oh, I can fucking guarantee it. Like Pelosi, Schumer, fucking Biden, like all these fucking corporate establishment pieces of garbage filth. Like, yeah, all of them are fucking guilty of some shit. I guarantee you fucking Epstein's black book has like some names in there that we're not even aware about. But unfortunately, we're never gonna know that shit. So it's just like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, especially with the old guard, yeah, there's definitely shit they're fucking hiding. Like, you don't have to fucking, sell me some weird-ass fantasy book about that shit. Here, let's see if there's, like, some non-copyright type of shit. Top Queen Swamp. Yeah, while he literally was the swamp. He literally enabled and allowed the swamp to grow further and continue to fester. Curious. And yet he continues to support that shit. See, at least for me, like, I'm such an outsider that, like, even for the weird fucking, like, grifters that try to pretend to be outsiders, I fucking will be able to sniff out and shit. Like, at the end of the day, because for me, it's not about fucking weird, like, tribalism or, like, some weird party politics or some shit. Like, fuck that. If anything, I wish that shit was, like, taken out entirely. If I can just, like, taken out, behind the barn like old Yeller and shit, as far as I'm concerned. So, it's just like, when it comes to, like, this whole weird, like, tribalistic, game of, like, oh, we're gonna support one group or one person just based on some weird fucking, like, token bullshit that they, you got sold on and shit, fuck that. Like, I ain't about that shit. Which is why it seems like, at least for me, I seem to at least, being far more willing to have my own thoughts about my, about the shit, my own opinions about the world, versus, sticking to some weird token fucking talking point or something. Whether it's like a left or a right talking point. I'd make out Trump if I had a chance. So you're admitting to being homosexual? Weren't you calling me a groomer because I'm queer? Because I'm bisexual, and yet you're admitting to at least, at the very minimal bisexuality, but at worst, well, quote, worst, homosexuality. Even though there's something really worst about that. Like, if you want to do that, have at it. I don't care. But don't be a fucking hypocrite and try to paint the LGBT people and queer folk and shit like that, such as yourself, apparently, as groomers when you're queer yourself. Just Trump has that majestic attraction that attracts all. Which basically means that you're bisexual, at least. You're attracted to men who at least have a very Trumpian aesthetic. You're attracted to the aesthetics that make Trump. So, you're bisexual for very dominant, or at least at the appearance and the aesthetic-wise, dominant men. It's not hard to pinpoint, bro. At very least, you're bisexual, and at most, you're homosexual. And very insecure about it, apparently. See, I'm bi, but I'm not insecure about it. Like, I'm a bisexual who's a kinky fuck. Like, I'm a furry, I'm into, like, BDSM element of furries, like, pups and shit like that and all that fucking shit. Like, I'm into all that. I don't give a fuck, because I'm okay with my sexuality. I'm confident about it. I'm fine with it. You don't have to be some weird, insecure little schmuck about it, like you are. Like, I mean, because honestly, it's not my problem that you are. You don't have to, make society, like, put it on to the rest of society and shit because you have an issue. Bye, groomer, going back to my crack pipe. Well, at least you're starting to be more honest. I think we're starting to open him up a little bit. I think he's starting to be honest with us now. See, it wasn't cocaine, and it wasn't fucking meth. It's crack. It's crack cocaine. See, he's starting to be honest. See? Hey, you know what? This is why we keep him around every now and then. Because, hey, he's starting to be honest with us. It wasn't meth. It was crack. That explains so much and yet so little. I mean, it really fucking does. You're not fucking wrong. Oh my god. Lil Husky can't afford crack. Yeah, he could. Crack is the poor man's coke. Crack is cheap in the South. Yep. You know my Uncle Robert, right? You know what he got addicted to and shit, which helped kind of deteriorate a lot of his own mentality and shit. And he didn't even mean to do it, but he got hooked on it anyway. It was crack. Because he was at a hotel hanging out with some people he met at a bar, and he thought he was getting weed passed to him when a bowl was being passed to him, and that bowl was crack. So, and of course, it was a very cheap, very poor, impoverished area, and, you know, because of that, you know, it was either probably going to be meth or crack, and it was crack. So, I mean, it's, you know, pretty hella cheap. So, Lil Husky most certainly can afford crack. I wish I had more alcohol, I'm not even gonna lie. Yo, someone link me, like, a song that's not, like, heavily copyrighted, I can bump. I do these Whitebot audio playlists and so often that it's just like, eh. A little something different. I know Venom probably has some. I wish I had more weed. You just said you got paid, right? I have to wait until Thursday. Man, y'all talking about how cheap crack is and never had any. Everyone's just dancing around twirling their crack pipes, and here I am, crackless. Well, you know what? Good on you, man. Gotta have a tangerine sour left. I wish I could have it. Oh, you know what? I remember there was actually a new, whatchamacallit? Hank Trill. Let's see here. I know it was in here. Peggy, my baby mama. What the fuck? Peggy, my baby. Oh, here's the one I saw. Perk Thirsty. They'll sell propane 2 featuring Dale Drizzle and X somebody. Oh shit, son. Propane pimpin'. 2 plates. Oh shit. Damn, bro. You just dropped some shit. This one I saw first. We're playing this. It's quiet. I love it! I already love it!
Cocaine fiend for at least 3 seasons. Smoking moon rocks, got a motherfucker tweaking, sipping lean.
Ooh!
Corvette on coating crew.
Dude, I love it already. This is too good.
Sipping codeine fluid. Bitch, I'm perk thirsty for a perk 30. Ain't a lot of things I won't do for a 30. Cup looking dirty. Current codeine in my curry. Rolling like curry. I spill codeine on
Codeine in my curry, bro.
Be like Dr. Seuss. I've been pouring up juice. Perk 30 of my booze just to get loose. You gon' end up on the
This slaps too hard. Why? Why? This slaps too hard.
Codeine in my Mountain Dew. Been a codeine fiend for at least 3 seasons. Smoking moon rocks, got a mother.
This slaps too hard. What the fuck?
In the Corvette, I'm codeine cruising. Chilling in the trap, sipping codeine fluid.
That had no right to slap like that. Oh my god, that had no right to slap like that. Jesus. What? Oh. What the fuck? Whoa. I'm still just like, wow, I'm taken aback by that. I stole a UFO. The government doesn't even know. Don't even get me tempted. Rob Ford moment. Dude, you know Rob Ford be fucking, you know, slapping this beat. Okay, I gotta fucking, like, check out one of these other ones. Propane Pimpin'. Let's do this.
Goddamn.
Ooh.
Oh man, goddamn.
Goddamn.
Crack by the ton, bitch, I do it just for fun. I got 21 Bentleys basking in the sun. Moon rock in my lung, $2,000 cup. I ran out of promethazine, so now I need some Tums. I put lean in my rum, selling crack in the slums. I've been getting loafs, you've been moving breadcrumbs, selling crack to bums. Measure coke with my thumb, got a chopper with a drum. I've been earning income. Oh, propane paper got me propane.
Okay, this shit, again, why? This slaps too hard.
I've been drawing moon rocks in the fucking kitchen. They say, can we sign you, bitch?
I'm not even like about any of the drugs mentioned, but like still, it slaps too much. Why? What the hell? Got no right.
I'ma turn a motherfucker to a red puddle. Can't rebuttal. I'ma kill you with a fucking shuffle. Peggy, I'm a stuffer. I don't wear a rubber tips hollow.
Where's Sukaf go?
Sukaf! If you cross
baby!
Day,
what are you doing?
Tomorrow.
What are you doing?
Got me propane pimpin'. Fucking with me, you gon' end up missing like Buck Strickland. I've been drawing moon rocks in the fucking kitchen. They say, can we sign you, bitch? I'm independent.
What the hell? Oh. Oh my god! Oh. Oh, you big baby. Who was a little wet bitch today? You were just a wet bitch all day today, weren't you? Holy shit, ignorant, did you know that in 1913 Hitler and Stalin lived in Vienna in Austria? Yeah. Actually, funny enough, it was Hitler, Stalin, and Lenin, and Trotsky, and I think one other person, at different times, but they all lived on the same block, or at least in the same intersection of the neighborhood in Vienna, Austria, that you're talking about. You're so little. Who's the baby boy? Who's the sweet baby? I love how he just does that. Oh my god, you're so cute. Who's just a sweet baby? Just you is. Here, actually, let me take the screen down so we can see him in all of his glory. There we go. Bummer! Oh, he's just like a baby boy. Yes, you is. Yes, you is, baby. Oh. Who's the baby? Who's the little boy? Oh, this fucking face. Your face of puppiness. I also found out he's actually more like 11 months old. So. I still can't believe you have Shih Tzu and Pomeranian in you, dude. You're part Shepherd, Border Collie, American Bully, Shih Tzu, Pomeranian. Like, what the fuck is all up in you, bro? And you got Chihuahua and Dachshund in you, dude. This motherfucker got some Chihuahua in his ass. This little punk got Chihuahua in him? How does Zukov have some Chihuahua in his DNA? Like this boy be a super mutt. Oh, a super mutt of cuteness. But how do you have such tiny breeds in you like Dachshunds and Chihuahuas? What the fuck are you doing? What are you... Oh my god. Hold on. What is going on here? What are you doing? You little goofball. You little goofball baby. You little sweet baby. My goodness. You're just a crazy boy. Look at you. You're just such a goof. Oh, just a goofy baby. You're just a goofy baby boy. He's somehow okay with that. Because evidently, look at this. He's apparently okay with this. You're just a golf. You're just a golf ball. Oh my god, look at these little ears. Look at these little things. Oh shit, come on. There we go. See, Papa love, that boy loves you. He does. Problem signed Nick. In this problem signed Rick Roll under threat of permanent ban, Lamau. Wait, what is this? Children of the Elder God. All gods of Asgard. Whoa. Playground in Scandinavia. Ah, should be okay. What are you doing? What are you doing, baby? You already know. You already know what I'm gonna do. You're so sweet little baby. Here, I'll play. Well, that actually sounds pretty lit. It just immediately starts with a solo. What are you doing? Yeah, quit sniffing over there. You don't need to sniff over there. This is lazy as hell, bro. Fist. You fucking ball floof. Fish. Fished. Fished. Oh, fuck. Oh, you. Don't let gravity fucking, like, try to destroy us. That's not a good idea. Don't go with the mad doctrine, bro. Ugh. Sukov, quick, use bite. It's fungus. Man, you're lazy as hell, bro. Wow. Zukoff used Chomp. It's ineffective. If anything, it just boosts my power. What the fuck is he doing? What are you doing? You know what? Whoa! You goofball! Look what you did! Get back here! A few empty cans fell, but that's okay. There's some empty cans. I'm blaming you. Look what you did. Lamau. Empty cans fell, but that was it. It was just my empty beverages. Ugh. Ugh. You goof. Ignore use body slam. Negative 50 HP. That body slammed him, and now he's just like, oh shit, my HP has been depleted. Oh, you goofy bye-bye. You just a real roughhousing. You destructive little turd. Well, actually, that was me, but that's okay. Oh, you goofy bye-bye. Look at you. Look at you. I like how he just don't give a shit. He's just like, well, look at the new, Space. Did you like that song? Yes, I did. Oh my god. Look at you. You silly baby. Zukoff would be a Houndoom. Would you believe that was supposed to fall under a different name? Oh, really? Ugh. Ugh. Actually, this is a lot easier. Work out those. Work out those. Who's a good baby boy? Who's a good little baby? Why do you just flop everywhere? Why do you do that? That's how things get destroyed. Oh my god. You big little homunculus. There is one thing he did. He stepped on a thing and then some shit fell everywhere because of such thing. So I will have to at least get that shit. Move just ever so slightly here. How did a Bluetooth fall? What the hell? You know, I need some Unitats. That's coming. Yeah, okay, how did you... What? I'm blaming you for that one. Oh my god. Really, dude? Organize just ever so slightly and you revert the entire course. You little prick. You actual prick, you. Cat popped off, but not really spilt out of it. Well, just a little bit, I guess. Not too much. Little puddle. Have philosophy when it comes to tattoos. Put one down and skill what you believe in. Well, yeah, you don't want something you're gonna regret on there. That's why I haven't really done it yet. Because there's like some stuff that I want to do, but I just haven't, you know, really committed to it quite yet, because I don't really necessarily know if I want to do one, or at least in the style that I'm thinking about. I kind of want to like kind of finalize an idea in my head before I actually kind of do that. There we go. That gets it all. Bobo, look at you. You're staring at me like, did I do something wrong? Only 40%. We're doing collective blame here. There you go. Here's why I have the Phoenix, because symbol of rebirth, and symbol of tattoo, symbol of my struggle ringer. Yeah. Here, I actually go to the bathroom really quick, y'all. But actually, I think I found a song out of that band you're showing me here. That's kind of tangential. I'm sure you know it. But here, I'll be right back. And I'll grab these cans. And I fail a little bit. Ugh. Bye bye, look Joe. Whoa. Hail the empty chair. Power to the otter. Quick, Sukov, use Boof. He was outside. He ain't using Boof while I'm out there. Instill communism to Chatham. Hey, if there's gonna be communism, it's gonna be Stalinist communism in the chat here. Okay? I just realized, where the fuck is my hat? Oh my god, my hat is right here. I just realized, like, wait, where the fuck my hat? It's like on the floor over here in the corner. Sukov, you made me lose my hat. Take your bone and shove it up your arse. The Gordon. Nah, it's the Indiana. Ignore style communism makes me moist. Not if there's a great purge. You wouldn't like that. Oh, Sheriff? This ain't the Sheriff, this is the Indiana. Well, at least the closest that could be, I guess. How much do I got going on here? Oh. Oh my god, this is how much apricot mac I have. Fuck me, I didn't realize how much was in there. This is a lot. Jesus. Oh, just straight baby Jesus. Oh, straight baby rays. Nordic Meadow kicks ass. Yeah. Of course it does. Damn, that would be a massive joint. Do it. I don't got the You know, actually, maybe I do have the papers for it. Where did I put those papers? I put them over here somewhere. There they are. How did those fucking fly out? What the hell? Fuck off, mate. Cunt. I mean, I got these ones. These are about as big as I can fucking do. But I don't roll joints, so it's just like... I'm not gonna be good at them. I'm just gonna be fucking honest with you. I can't roll. Go ahead and roast me for not being a real stoner. Hey, I'm with you on that, dude. I don't think being quote a real stoner like equates like you have to roll joints. Like, I mean, you can be a stoner and not have to roll joints, dude. Because real stoners, there's stoners out there that don't fucking like just smoke weed and shit. There's a lot of stoners that, there's a lot of stoners that don't just smoke weed via joints. Is what I meant to say. There's a lot of stoners that do it via bongs, you know, or just edibles or other shit. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like you don't necessarily have to roll joints to be a real stoner. Well, I guess it helps, but it doesn't have to. That's not my mind. Because I never do, but I mean, I'm definitely a real stoner. I mean, look how much I smoke a fucking bong. I mean, goddamn. Zukov, what you doing? Whatever you do, don't smoke resinous shit stinks. And you barely get high unless you smoke loud. Yesn't? It stinks and shit, but honestly, it gets you fucking ripped. At least in my experience. You know what, since we're playing, like, it's pretty good metal. Here, I actually wanna fucking rock a little something. Boom. There we go. Zukov, what are you doing? Zukov? What are you doing? You can always prove it to me that not all country music is shit. No shit! What took you that? Like, honestly, like, I mean, yeah, there's definitely country music out there that's most certainly not shit. One country song that isn't shit is Eating Pussy and Kicking Ass. Dude, anything by Wheeler Walker Jr. is good. Okay? Anything. Just listen to Real Man 5 Dead Punch. That's barely even metal, bro. Pussy shit. Be a real man. Some actual, like, underground shit. Like, come on, bitch. Get on my level. This 5-figure death punch, just a budget 3 days grace. Yes, but also far more conservative and libertarian, which makes him more dumb. Rip Dylan sold 3 days grace on my out. Yeah, honestly, I've seen 3 days grace live, and they're actually legit good. Like, I've actually, like, got VIP tickets for free by my brother on that, and so I've actually met them in person. They're actually pretty legit, so I don't know. 3 Days Grace, you know, I got a little soft spot for her. The Nazi bullshit. I don't think Five Finger Death Punch is like Nazi bullshit outright, but they're definitely like conservative. Like Second Amendment, guns, beer, libertarianism, America, fuck government, fuck them, libs, bit, you know, that shit, basically. Your typical nonsense. Consider them the same genre. Honestly, no, there is actually like a full-on subgenre of like Nazi metal. Like Five Finger Death Punch is not even fucking remotely close to that shit. I timed him out for Nazi bullshit. Wait, really? Wait, what did he say? Nazi metal is good too. Oh! Well, maybe he should go to Ukraine. Because the biggest European Nazi music festival, funny enough, is in Ukraine. I'm not kidding. And Nazis in Europe from all walks of life and all over Europe, not just in Ukraine, go there. So, you know, maybe you should go visit that music fest. He would fit right in. Now, if only there was never mind. I'm gonna shut up. Next time that festival happens, you can Minecraft that. If only... I want to just actually say some, even the vaguest of shit, but I can't. I don't want to. So I'm just not. I can't. Fuck you, YouTube. 3 Days Grace is more emo metal than libertarian metal, like Five Finger. Yeah, Five Finger is just straight up libertarian metal. I'm trying to think of like some other weird like conservative-ish metal now that I think about it. You know what band that really sucks even more than Five Finger? Trapped. New Megadeth is libertarian, but yeah. I was about to say, like, honestly, Megadeth is kind of like that now, but before Dave Mustaine became a weird, like, Alex Jonesian conspiracy Christian nut, like, old Megadeth is legit. Peace sells, but who's buying? Peace sells, but who's buying? I mean, that's just a classic. And also, Symphony of Destruction, that's a good one. There's a lot of good old Megadeth. But new Megadeth is like, eh. Sucks even more now that Five Finger is saying Clown Posse and Limp Bizkit. Oh, no. Did you just say ICP? No, dude. Oh, you did not just say ICP, bro. Did you just say ICP? Come on, bro. Down with the clown, down with the clown, down with the clown, till I'm dead in the ground. Like, come on, no. You just blasphemed on me, bro. Or ICP, not metal? Not really. They're more like rap, but... I mean, even then, though, still... I'm not like a juggalo, but... I don't like ICP. Oh, come on! Man, I might be the outlier in the group on that one. I'm down with some ICP, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. You can tell me Miracles isn't... Wait, what? ICP has a couple... Yeah, dude, ICP definitely has has a lot of Miracles. Like, with Miracles and shit, like, yeah. Like, they got a lot of good shit. I take the Tyler stance on ICP. Oh, no, man. No. I'm an outlier on that. Oh, you know what? I'll convince Tyler. I'll change his fucking mind. Oh, dude, I'm actually... Wait, how's he not into him? Dude, how is, like, Metal T not into fucking... Okay, wow, that actually... Wow. Okay, I will have to show him some songs, because that is surprising. The dicks are buzzers. Oh, man. Wow. Dude, you know what? I'm not gonna, like, I'm just gonna be honest. Rip City, like, you can't lie about this, honestly. You have to be, like, you gotta be, you know I'm right. Metal T is just an absolute goddamn purist, man. He's like the equivalent of a moral Puritan when it comes to music. Like, I understand when there's, like, music taste where you're like, alright, I'm not really as into that and shit, and it's not my thing. I get that shit. But he's just one of these equivalent of these, like, moral Puritans and shit. Like, he's just that for rock and metal, basically. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, he just kind of is. And it's like, for me at least, it gets annoying, especially as a music generalist now at this point. So it's just like, it just gets annoying when I hear some of his, like, takes on music sometimes. Because there's, like, he honestly thought that, like, fucking, like, Nirvana was just, like, some weird, like, just dopey heroin rock or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? It was just like, dude, Nirvana's that, like, it's like, like, it actually kind of shocked me when he said that. It's like, what? You need more death metal in your life? Bitch, do you not know me? Evidently, you obviously don't, but, like, dude, death metal, like, some of my first shit that I got into was death metal, bro. I'm like that with being anti-country. I'm definitely not a music journalist. I prefer rock and metal, but I generally appreciate some rap, jazz, and blues. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I at least respect that. Like, you're not what I'm talking about. You're not a music purist, like Tyler is. Like, you're not that way. Like, I mean, there's definitely some stuff I've shown you and you actually been like, alright, I could kind of vibe with this a little bit, even if it's like a meme. Like, there's definitely been some meme, you know, stuff when it comes to things like rap or hip-hop and shit where, you know, we actually legit are fucking bopping to, like King Trill, for example, right? You know, so it's just like, you know, like, you're not, you know, you actually, you know, have an appreciation for music that's outside of the genres that are in your comfort zone. You know, so it's like, you're willing, like, at least for you, you're willing to at least delve out of your comfort zone from time to time. You know, at least, you know, when it comes to Metal T, like, he doesn't like going out of the comfort zone. Like, I mean, he will rarely, but when he does, it still has to be at least in his, like, neighborhood, you know, when it comes to music. It can't devolve, you know, too far away from what he's already into, or else he's just going to be kind of turned off to it. And it's just like, it's like, man, because honestly, there's definitely, like, some hip-hop and some rap and some other stuff that I honestly deadass would like to show him, even country too, but it's just like, he would just be immediately turned off, or it'd just be really hard, or I have to put him in the mood to do it, or, you know, because he's just going to be very negative about it. And it's just like, man, like, come on, bro. My stepdad is a huge fan of Native American music, and yet he's a fucking pro-Confederate racist bastard. And yet he wants to be like, yeah, Native American music's great. I need clean vocals. I want to be able to understand the fuck you're saying. I can get that. At that point, that's just like personal taste. For me, I don't mind if there's growls and like, you know, shit like that. For me, I like that. Like a Monomarth, Beflagor, fucking Behemoth, Venom, you know, like, I mean, there's all sorts of, like, you know, fucking Atomic Terror like we're listening to now. I mean, there's a lot of bands that, you know, I like, you know, having very guttural, growly, you know, distorted lyrics. Got a great rip to a degree, but I've slowly been getting more to screaming metal rock. Venom, let me just introduce you to some of Monomarth. I don't mind secondary growls and shit, just needs to be majority clean. Yeah, I mean, again, like, I can get that. And honestly, for me, that was kind of how I got into more growly vocals over time. And actually, honestly, for a Monomarth, as they, you know, release their, like, I've noticed, like, as they're, you know, as they make new albums, like, their growling is more cleaner in a way. Like, the latest album, I think, I don't know if they released the album after Jomsviking, but if not, their latest album, Jomsviking, actually now thinking about it, I think they did. But, like, I've noticed that their growling vocals are actually more cleaner in comparison to, like, some of their older albums, like Twilight of the Thunder God, for example. So it's just like, I mean, there's some ways where you could kind of make growling vocals, like, clean, but still be growly and shit, you know? So, I mean, it's... like, as, you know, the tech and the production value of, like, especially in metal, you know, starts advancing more and more, you know, the ability to kind of, you know, clean up growls, but yet, you know, keep them very guttural and growly and shit, you know, is becoming more of a possibility and shit. At least in Monomarth, at least, you know, from the metal bands that I do know and I'm aware of, are at least able to, you know, kind of show that. I'm sure there's other bands that are able to do that, too. Actually, I know Cataclysm is another band that kind of does that as well. I'm slept for generic as fuck System of a Down. It's not really generic, but... I mean, I guess so, because they're very mainstream, I guess. Like, a lot of people know them, but... yeah. I don't know, there's nothing wrong with... you know, being into System of a Down. Like, I'm into System of a Down. So, what, I mean, there's something wrong with that. Like, why would there be something wrong with that? Here, trying to find another song. That isn't copyrighted. Boo. Or Monomarth. My personal favorite is Shield Wall. That is a good one. Oh, We Shall Destroy is a really fucking epic one. In fact, I mean, I won't be able to play the whole thing, but I can at least play a little section of it. Because We Shall Destroy is amazing. Especially for the breakdown. And I just need to find that, that's all. I know it's near the end of the song. So let me do this really quick. Oh, right here. Okay, here we go. We'll do this part. Alright, here we go. Okay, that's all I can do. But, oh! Dude, in the breakdown for that. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, the breakdown for it's just so epic. You guys don't like Monomarth, just listen to some of their new songs. Well, oh well. I tried. System of a Down's based. Of course they're based. wow, is there actually one thing that Alter Ego Ignar and I agree with? Moth is good. Yeah, I've seen him live twice. Like, wow, we actually have, wow, we actually, holy shit. We actually found something we agree upon. Oh my god. I'm legitimately shocked. Wow. Guess you don't have entirely shitty music tastes. They're touring again, Lamau. Make it 3 times. What? They're touring again? Hold on, I'm looking that up. I'm finding out that right now. Cause I'm going to that. Like, yes, I am. Mosh pits are epic. The first time I saw them, I wasn't ready for the mosh pit. The second time, I was. Because the first time, I literally, like the mosh pit, I'm not even kidding, was literally a black hole. Like, I remember how it happened. Like, it was near the very beginning, I think of like the 3rd song in. And out of nowhere, like some fucking, like a black hole, like a hand grabbed me. It just, like this, like the fucking spaghetti effect, just fucking like, is like the spaghettification just happened. And I was like, just like, I was at the very front, and all of a sudden, oh shit, just got absorbed into the pit. It just got like, you know, ping pong ball, like in Cosmos, just like flying around everywhere. It fucking, it just like, once I finally like, you know, find myself out of the pit, I was just so fucking winded and knocked out that, like, for most of the show, I was just on the sidelines, just like barely, like, you know, seeing stars, but watching the show and just like in this weird euphoric but like dazed state. Like, I mean, for most of the show. And then my friend Metal T finally found me again, and then somehow like his presence like jolted all the energy back in me, and for like the last like 4 or 5 songs, I was just like fucking busting out, you know, like going off. Oh my, hey, just because we like some similar bands doesn't mean that we're gonna be like, you know, suddenly starting to agree on everything else. Like, oh my god. Anyway. The website. Tour. Yes. I accept your cookies. I accept all the cookies. So UK, Ireland, Switzerland, Austria. So it looks like 2022 they're in Europe. Where's the US? Whoa, what did I just do? Get back. There we go. It doesn't look like they announced the US tour yet. Looks like they're all in Europe right now. Boo! Monomorph's only in Europe. Come back to the US, you sons of bitches. Ooh, that was nice. I actually know how to play a couple of Monomorph songs now that I think about it. Well, hello, big baby. I know, I used to know how to play We Shall Destroy. Now thinking about it, actually I probably could easily figure it out again. But I need to be in B standard tuning, which is a different tuning from E standard, so I need to make sure I have it. Well, actually, now I think about it, I do. I have my Jackson. I have that in I think C sharp. Well, it's probably not in that anymore, but I mean, like I had it in that, but I can easily drop that down to B standard, and I can easily play that. Or I could just do drop B, because C sharp standard, if you drop it, like if you were doing like E standard and you dropped it to D, like the equivalent to C sharp would be the B. So I could still actually in C sharp standard play Monomorph songs. Drop F. I mean, yeah, I could. Just have like thick ass like acoustic guitar strings. Just do that to my acoustic. Just start playing acoustically fucking Amon Amarth songs. What are you staring at? Look at you, you're so cute. You little super mutt. Gent tuning. Like, the problem is, I would have to know math to do that. I don't know math. You know, just realizing it, looking at, like, because I looked up the song We Shall Destroy by Amon Amarth, there's, like, a lot of YouTube channels that have the song up. So, in a weird way, I actually think I could get away with playing this. Because the breakdown is so fucking good. Yeah, there's a lot. What the hell? Oh shit, I didn't even notice, but Paul Zigo on Ideology did a Dune Spice Wars stream a few days ago. What? I get to see what this fucking game looks like? I actually, I really want this game. I actually want to, I want to skip around. I want to look at what this game looks like. Whoa. Dude, this does look kind of like a Civilization type. Oh my god. This is like a Civilization that Age of Empires had a baby and genetically spliced Dune into that baby. Because that kind of looks like what this is.
If it goes all the way down, they'll start losing.
Roger that, ignore stream gift incoming.
You guys are going to have to make that trade.
No, stop it! Why do you keep doing this? Okay, you know what? Alright, there's no reason. There's no way to stop it. I can't stop it. No matter how much I say it, there's no way to prevent it. It's just gonna happen. I just need to embrace it. I need to embrace it. There's no way to pay it back besides, like, incessant dick sucking, I guess. So, fuck. I'm kidding, Lamau. Oh! Venom is the gentleman confirmed.
Place and then all.
But yeah, here, let's look at it. Let's look at it all together.
They're not too depleted.
It's like a Paul Zigo playing it. Oh my god, look at this.
In the meantime, I can make a stealth probe.
A stealth probe.
Tree and see where we're going. We got structured warehouses coming up.
I haven't gotten paid yet. I haven't got paid just yet, Lamau. Okay, don't. Like, honestly, dude, you don't have to. Like, you do not have to, bro. Like, it's not something that you have to do. Only if you want to, I guess. Yeah, we'll check this out real quick, just to kind of see some of the gameplay, because I'm actually interested in this.
Tree filled out. We're gonna hang out in that one for a while, I think. Okay.
Damn, Arrakis looks cool.
Let's do our best to take over this other spice field.
Spice Fields.
More of a fan of Jack Vance, who was friends with Frank Herbert. Jack Vance and Frank Herbert lived in my country.
Dude, this game looks awesome.
Another one up north. This is going to be a more dangerous one for me to take, but if I'm taking this one, I may as well...
Oh my god, this game looks so cool!
I want to get this one down here secured. Looks like I can be approached over here, which sucks.
I said I didn't. I didn't say I didn't know math.
So we're beating up.
I just said it's not my strong suit. Oh my god! Oh my god!
We'll win handily and easily. So all right. So we can see the Atreides are over on this side. They're probably going to be our biggest antagonist.
Beat it! Sukov, leave Bandit alone.
Some of this territory.
Wait, how did Bandit get in?
Quickly.
Oh, the door's open. That's why.
If we can, that is. So we
Sick
need
off,
to
you
grow
punk.
our economy online. Alright.
Is Behemoth that black metal band Melty likes? Probably. I mean, I like them too.
I love if I could get another. It wouldn't really help anyway.
You know, skim a little further ahead here. Just kind of check out a little more.
You know what I mean? I could have.
Alright, I already want this game. I definitely want to get Dune Spice Wars for sure.
You know, like this could have helped. This could have turned the tide. So maybe I should have went a little bit
Here,
harder.
let's skip back a little. I actually want... Ooh, something right here happened. They're coming to Roseland. Oh, nice. I might check them out.
Oh man, I'm gonna lose dudes to fucking attrition again.
Oh, damn.
So lame.
Of Arch Enemy and Napalm Death. Ooh, I know of Arch Enemy. Oh, damn, that's a good fucking lineup right there. I've heard of Napalm Death. I actually don't know too much of their music, but...
Can make some more trips.
Nice.
As always, oh shit! What the fuck happened over here?
What the fuck happened over here? Wait, what happened? Hold on, what the fuck?
Can make some more troopers. As always, oh shit! What the fuck happened over here?
Oh my god, I love those revelations that happen in game. Like, I don't have this game, but I know this feeling. It's like you're doing some RTS game and you're like focusing on one thing and you expand out and you go into another section and you're like, wait, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on here? No. And it's just like, oh man, I felt that. Like, I felt that. Hold on, I just need to feel it one more time. That, dude, just the sympathy pains.
What the fuck happened over here?
The fucking sympathy pains.
See what I mean?
I feel like that's Schadenfreude at this point, but still.
And now they're gonna liberate this town.
Oh.
See what I mean?
Oh man, I felt that.
Enough.
Oh.
I tried to start applying some pressure over here. I got one little good raid off, and now I'm fucked because they've just completely like.
Oh shit! He's at war with the Atreides. He's the Harkonnens. I already am feeling he's playing as Harkonnen because of the big blubbergumptious boy that Baron Harkonnen is. So it's just like, yeah, I just already can tell.
Retake this town, the whole nine, rebuild everything on it.
Damn.
Ugh.
Ugh. I know those feels.
Fucking bother.
Oof.
Yeah, I really don't think I can bounce back from this, honestly.
Oof. Harkonnen's stretched too thin.
Look at the hegemony scores. I mean, it's not that bad, but the smugglers are running with it. 7.7k. I'm the lowest hegemony. Yes. I'm not gonna be able to. I can't keep up. Everybody else has got more shit than I do. Everybody else is just got better fucking luck at the beginning.
Oof.
You know,
Alright, this game looks too good. I want this.
You remember how
I need this in my life.
Gimped I was with
Gimped
for so long. And maybe that's something I did wrong. You know, maybe I overextended building certain kind of buildings and went into kind of like upkeep deficit. Like, let's look. Yeah, that missile battery costs quite a bit. The refineries are make gold, so, I mean, come on. Wind traps, you gotta have those. 2 ornithopters, that's not bad. Gotta have 2 ornithopters running. Maybe I could have killed one of those. My armies are sucking it up. Let's look at our tech tree and see if I went where I went wrong there as well. So I think I should have probably, because most of what I was doing was military, I should have invested more heavily. Think if a couple of these were a couple of these.
Oh my god, I'm definitely gonna watch this on my own time. But holy shit. Alright, this is a game I need now. I need this in my life. Holy shit. Oh. That deadass looks like Civilization and Age of Empires, like, found Dune, like, had a trifecta, like, spliced, like, mutant baby. And it blessed us with this as a spawn. Because holy shit. Oh. That just looks so good. Especially as an aficionado for Dune. Weird Al Yankovic and Bob Dylan are coming to town. Weird Al? You know, there's been a few times I had opportunities to see Weird Al in my life, but I just never jumped on it. So I actually want to see Weird Al. I have one of his albums, actually. My daddy gave it to me as a present once. I think on my birthday, if I remember. He told me, you can never go wrong with Weird Al. And honestly, I agree with him. You can never go wrong with Weird Al. You really need to look at Capital Sparks of Revolution. Game is basically bouncing into different classes or focusing on one expense to the other. Based. Because obviously you know who I'm going to expend. You know what I'm going to do in that. I'm going to have a lot of fun with that one, I bet.
But actually faster the base though, you know what I mean? I actually make sure that, like, in Capital Sparks, I have, like, a faster thing, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, sometimes I like doing a little playthrough of games like that, but not really that often. I remember once, actually, in Hearts of Iron 3, actually, the third Hearts of Iron, I did that for Norway, out of all countries, and basically made, like, a Scandinavian, like, mega, like, pseudo-Nazi state, basically. But it was also against the Nazis. It was just, like, one of those weird old history fucking, like, divergent things. And fucking just, like, basically, just, it was just, like, such a, I don't even remember all the gameplay. I just remember that, like, I somehow got most of Europe just because Germany was so focused on the USSR, even though I was also at war with them, that, like, I basically made, like, this weird, like, massive, like, quasi-Germanic, Scandinavian, like, super state or something. At the expense of, like, losing Finland, basically. Sukov! God damn it. Sukov! Hey! Oh, shit. I forgot the door is open. Hold on. Sukov! Sukov! Hey, get in here, bro. Don't be... What are you barking at? What the fuck are you barking at, bro? A person? A raccoon? What? You don't be no barking at nothing. Goof? So, a review of Hearts of Iron 4. I know you did a fashion Saudi Arabia run. Yeah, I did. I honestly forgot what my fucking review of that was, because that was years ago. You're gonna have to refresh me what I fucking said. Also, how do you know that anyway? Oh, you know what? Screenshots. I just remembered that's why. In-game screenshots. You little punk. Yeah, you. You're a punk. Now what are you staring at? Goof. You're a little goofy baby. Look at you. Goof a little. Come here. Come here. Come here, bro. Come here. Sukov. 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 Zhukov. 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 Get back. Yeah, that's right. Come here. Come here, baby. Bye-bye. You complained that you had a commie portrait while playing Fascist Saudi. Oh, that's how. Yeah, it's because of the generic portraits that they had. But that was like years ago at this point. They probably changed it now. And the reason why is because it basically was one generic portraits, but it had like a little commie pin on like the lapel of his jacket versus like, you know, some other pin. So it was just like, huh? Like, yes, we're Fascist Saudi Arabia, but we have commie pin. It's like, what? I mean, that's kind of the thing about the generic portraits and shit that were a little, like, odd. Funny enough, though, the generic portraits, all of them are actually based on a real person. I remember seeing a YouTube video that actually broke down, like, at least some of the more common ones that, for, like, the generic, portraits. At least, like, some of the more common ones are the ones that people are the most aware of. A little dark. I know actually one dude apparently was like I think it was like the most common one that everyone was aware of and shit, that pretty much like was like 90% chance like a generic portrait that you were gonna have if you kind of diverged, you know, too far, basically. And like the actual dude of that type of portrait was apparently like, you know, some guy from Britain, but was actually legitimately kind of a piece of shit. But ended up became kind of a meme because he was like one of the most used generic portraits in the fucking game. It's like, oof. Want to make a mod where we put Ignor's portrait as a fascist leader of America. You can't even do that for a commie run. Just have me like just like that. With like, you know, some nice, you know, fucking like, you know, dressed uniform or some shit. But no, it has to be fascist. It can't be like, you know, some communist thing or some shit. I see how you feel. I see how you feel about me. I see what you want to do here. A little dark. My little goofy baby boy. You need to sleep good, sir. My mouth's 5 in the morning. I need sleep. Who needs sleep? That's just for fucking bitch ass pussies. Nah, I'm just kidding. I was actually thinking about that because I am hungry. My bed is calling my name. Yeah, honestly, you know, I was thinking, you know what? My bear needs sleep. Bears never need sleep. Bears are always ready to fuck a party, bro. But no, I actually got some mac and cheese right here. And it's called my name. Put a little salt and pepper on that bitch. A tinge of garlic powder. I honestly wish I had some pepperoni, because that like pepperoni mac and cheese pizza thing that like Metal T had at Seattle. Oh my god, I'm craving that, honestly. I've been craving that since I saw it. I wish I did for that, but oh well. That will suffice. But I'll at least smoke this last bowl before we depart, and need some broccoli in that. Broccoli. I'd sooner put, like, bacon and onions and other shit in there. Honestly, bacon sounds fucking amazing to put in there. If I only had bacon! Broccoli and mac are a great combo. I've never been the biggest fan of broccoli. I know they're actually really good for you, but 420 stream. 420 will be in an hour. I'm not going that long. Unless we're talking about 420 for the stream itself, because that's in 30 minutes, but even then, I'm not even feeling it. We're not doing that again. Like, I actually need some Z's so I can make sure I'm not actually, like, you know, kind of late, you know what I mean? Like, I I'm not staying up for an hour. Yeah, or 30 minutes, I'm imagining. Like, I mean, I would just so I can eat and all that stuff, but, like, I mean, I'm not having, like, the extra time, you know, to do the shit. Plus, I gotta feed the cats, because my dad's watching my brother's dog, so... I gotta do that too, so realistically I'm gonna be up for probably another hour at least, so yeah, you know, now thinking about it, it's definitely a fucking good time. I'm gonna wait for 3 days straight. You go to, you're telling me to sleep, you oh my god, you need to get your ass to sleep, dude. Holy shit. Like, I need to go to sleep? The universe is slowly unraveling. Okay, that's not because you're... like, of lack of sleep. That's because the universe itself is literally, like, doing that. Like, that's not you. Got a little Zukov just chomping away. I agree, Zukov. I'm gonna do that, too. But anyway, you gotta call good, eat some food, and of course, you know, usual, I'll be back around for the next one, so, blah blah blah, pickle Rick, Rickle Pig, toodaloo,